Good evening, one and all. It's Sunday, it's the end of the week. It seems like it was only yesterday I was streaming. Yeah, as if. Welcome back, everyone, to some more good old Warframe. We are back onto Dan's account. For those of you who somehow been under a rock in this community, or maybe you are new to the community, it has been a hot minute since the last Dan video as well. Dan is a lone tenno with a plan to defeat the Murmur on Steel Path, no less.
Hey-ho.
But we have to work our way up to that. This is a Iron Man account with absolutely no interaction with players, with the sole exception of selling items I find for fair market prices only. And even that I haven't done at all so far. Adam Malik, thank you very much for the resubscription there. Tier 1 for 39 mums. That is a long amount of support there. Much appreciated. Cheers. Cheers indeed. So yes, today's stream goal is to do a bit of grinding for Dan to build up the resources in various places. Hello there, Reb, thank you for the pop. Build up resources in advance of the upcoming series of quests. Because, well, I have got Rising Tide, and then we've got War Within, Chains of Harrow, Apostasy Prologue, Sacrifice, Prelude to War, The New War, Angel of Zaraman, Whispers in the Walls, Lotus Eaters, The Hex. All kind of in rapid succession. So, work to do. Absolutely. Lania, thank you very much for subscribing to Prime once again. They're up onto 9 mums. Much appreciated there, Lania, as well. Thank you very much for that. And yes, I do see we've got someone requesting to be timed out. So, let's attend to that, I suppose. And goodbye. Yep. Yeah, that's all there is to that one. I'm doing well. I'm doing better. I'm back up to like 80% of me, which is considerably more than it was. This is minimum viable Ken for streaming. My voice still feels a bit off. My hearing is intermittent. It fluctuates between like full hearing and 50% hearing, which is not great, but that's not part of illness, that's part of immune response. And my energy levels are not good. I am constantly being hit by an old ancient disruptor. Just the aura around them. Energy Leech Xmas, I should say. The aura around them just makes me look to my reserves every moment, and it's just not there. I went for a walk today, down to the shop and back. That was enough. That was definitely enough. So yeah, don't even know where I got this from. My housemate hasn't got it, and my housemate is the person who works out the house. I work from home, so what, did I have, a dodgy cup of tea or something? Not ideal. But anyway, enough moping about illness. It's part of the human condition, as much as we may love or hate it. Where we got up to with Dan, of course, was previously completing the second dream. And so Dan has discovered, one, oh my goodness, there's a moon? Yup. And two, oh my goodness, I wasn't alone. And now I am. Oh. They also got sponsored by Manta Sleep? Yes. Yes, I did. Now, we've got this markers of various bits and pieces. This weapon... I suppose Warframes are weapons of a sort. This weapon has unused mod capacity of 16. Yes. But part of that is because my endo supplies are... lacking. Just, lacking. So that does need to be addressed. And the first thing I could do on that to help with said grind is I can pop over to Maru's Bazaar. Let's just attend to that, shall we? There's Maru's Bazaar, of course, leads us on to Maru's weekly iron hunt. Do I have fast travel to Maru? Yes, I do. Yay! Gib, I'm ready. I know I'm using Rhino, not Volt, don't care. Gib. Yeah, straight in.
Okay.
Grab the item and get out.
Get in. Get the Iatan treasure. Don't get killed. Simple. Right?
Oh yeah, I forgot the don't get killed bit. My bad. Must remember the don't get killed bit. Off we pop. Whee! Sounds like something's unhappy with us.
A juggernaut nearby. It will only attack when it senses high concentrations of infested blood.
Having a well-modded heck, at least for this level of play, is nice. Because I get to once again enjoy those direct one-shots when I aim correctly.
That an Iatan treasure lies somewhere in this derelict. And yet, I wouldn't set foot in this place for all the Iatan in the system. You, on the other hand.
There we are, I finally hit something correctly, and I got an Oracle Cell for it. Okay, you know what, I'll take that. Pity Oracle Cell? Yes. Hello there, Flo. Hope you're doing well. Okay, don't know why this room is quite so dark, but this is where we need to be. I was hoping to hit the middle and pop both plates there, but it's fine.
Well, this should be fun. Maybe you should stretch first. You know, limber up.
Grab all of this by jumping our way across here. See, Rhino is the perfect frame for this. No concerns whatsoever.
Don't look now, tin stuff.
Ta-da!
There's an Iatan nearby. Ah, you got it. Now
Wait.
bring it home.
I didn't see it.
Ahead.
I did get it, right? I didn't see it. Yeah. I expected a pop-up, to be honest, but, you know. Game do game things. You know, let's just stomp these lot. Oh, that was extra effective.
Stay focused.
That was exactly the right response. That's a Jade Xmas. I'm just going to kill them because they deserve it. And there we go. Yeah. Just now found out someone gifted you a sub before you could renew your Prime. Not to be ungrateful, it could have gone to someone else who needed it more, you know. It's just going to be one of those untargeted ones. There might be the option to prevent receiving subs on a specific channel, but I think it's just prevent receiving subs on any channel. I don't think there is that piecemeal control flow. All the same. Excuse me. Anyone say, listening to Rev or playing Minecraft while watching is an experience. Wondering why I did eating sounds to Rhino for a moment. Yeah, no. Rhino is in fact not Grundle. Not Grundle. There. Sounds good, Leslie. Hello there, Nitro. Yeah, with the Holvania caches. Okay. Yeah. This game do be fun sometimes. It do be fun on what it decides to show you and what it decides not to. Right then, with that little Iatan hunt out the way. Sorry. No, saving that one in time. With that little Iatan hunt out the way, one thing that's crossed my mind is that I can start going through some of the relics I have. Because I have access to a number of different relic fishes now, and I have access to equipment capable of handling said fishes. So, by all theory, it should just be an absolute win. Theoretically. It's not like I'm hard-pressed on upgrading any of the mods here. A little bit of efficiency, a little bit of energy max, sure. Really fusing further into these, I guess, can be beneficial, but it's just not necessary, if we're quite honest about it. Yeah, there's prime continuity instead of normal continuity, but the sheer cost of upgrading that one is, yeah, a little bit more than I can do right now. A little bit more than I can do. Let's just say, playing Corpus Spy on Phobos for Vicious Frost, is that the best way to get it? That is a very good question, which is best answered by the wiki. However, I'm going to do that for you because I'm a little bit likely more experienced at navigating the wiki and understanding its suggestions. So, you can get it from any of the spy missions of Earth, Venus, Mercury, Mars, or Phobos. Take your pick on those there. You're doing the Phobos one, which is absolutely fine. But if you find yourself more comfortable with Alpha on Mars, Soise on Mercury, Undra on Venus, or Cambria on Earth, then you could look to do those instead. I do know that, for example, the Earth one can be very manageable because it's always the same 3 tiles, so you always know exactly which vaults you're doing. But they're not exactly the most speedrunnable in at least one case. But yeah, options to consider there. Those are the 5. Or you trade for it. That works too. Cheers, Flo, for the bit. Arcane Pulse being the best you can get. It's kind of sad. Oh, is that the Arcane I've got on? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have even had that if I hadn't done a little bit of circuit previously. What is in the circuit at the moment? Okay, well, this is not exactly the biggest flex of options. I suppose I could select Rhino for the chance at the Orbit, or I could select Loki, but do I even want to be going through the circuit? I mean, what augment do they offer for Rhino? Because if it's Piercing Roar, I'm not interested. And it's always the same one. Each Warframe has a specific augment offered with it. If I go circuit... Come on, wiki. Here we are. Ironclad Charge. Okay. Not terrible. Still not that interested. How can Dan know these things? Because Dan has access to knowledge of the future. This has been established in Dan's lore already. Dan has visions of the future and therefore is able to pick idealized routes. This is just a fact. See, Drifter can reset time. Dan can see ahead in time. You put those two together later. Oh, that could be spicy. Yeah, so it's definitely that. Arcane Consequence is not terrible, but it's only 10% bonus for the first one, which makes it a little bit more terrible. Power Throw is cute, but not the biggest focus for me. I suppose that is useful for Zoris. Healing Return, nice. Flow, useless to us here. We already have a Flow mod, so why would we need another? That is... I'm fairly certain we just get Flow as a matter of course, so what? Yeah. That's a dud if I ever saw one. An Arcane Ice, well, that really is a dud. So yeah, I could go in for Power Throw. Is about the extent of it there. Which isn't the worst. All told, it's not the worst. So, yeah, let's grab that. I don't know how long it'll take me to get it if I don't do this. It'll bug me now if I don't do this. But you see, the thing is, Flow, we're not having a go at Flow itself. We're having a go at the idea that we would ever need more than one Flow. One Flow is more than enough. Entirely sufficient in oneself. The very concept of requiring multiple flows is overdoing it. So yeah. Alright then, so, obviously we're going to pick the Vault there, because Vault. I should probably check though what config it's giving me. Yeah, I could... I can substantially improve it, can't I? Yeah. So my shields go from 908 to 1110. Health 370 to 740. Energy 275 to 300. My efficiency goes up 5%. My range goes up 15%. What do I lose? I lose fast deflection? Nope, it's over here. What do I lose? Oh, Thief's Wit. That's what I lose. And Arcane Pulse, who cares? Yeah, I'll take the upgrade. Heat Sword or Astilla? Let's go Heat Sword, because I can't remember if I've leveled it or not. Velox or Quats. I don't think it actually matters. And I have to have you. I just realised. They were next to each other, but I couldn't pick one or the other. Alright. Circuit. I didn't check the body on the sword. It'll be fine. It's a circuit. It'll be fine.
Crucibles.
Ah, crucibles! Now you are speaking to the heart of a Lavos main.
Master their alchemy to understand the elemental forces you wield.
Big
Locate a
blappening.
crucible.
Oh, okay. Gonna do that whole invulnerability dance. Oh, when he managed to hit me.
You found a crucible. Now, liberate the necessary.
How well do you survive this? Okay, quite well when you animate like that.
The ephemeral elemental force is created by combining heat.
Where's my
and
energy?
toxin.
Damn, that magnetic prop really messed me up. Okay.
Let's fly.
There we go. Cool, that guy went flying. Look at him. I should probably go find those degree fragments. That would probably help me. Speaking of. There you are. I heard it.
Cut the enemy
My hearing's not that
forces
bad.
down. Take the amphors and hurl them at the crucible.
Yeah. And one more, please. I do not see, but they shall find. I need that as well, so give. Yeah, it's all those resources I usually don't look at, but right now I should, because you never know which one I'm going to particularly want to rely upon. Alright, what we got here? You know what? I can make that work. I can make that work. You know what if I just... Yeah, that works. That just works. Oh, god damn that magnetic again. No one likes you, pal. Do I think they should have more weeks and more Warframes to circuit rotation? I would like to see fewer weeks, to be quite honest. I get that you can do as little as you want. You can just choose to do, say, Wave 5. Sorry, not Wave 5, I was just Wave 5. Tier 5 to get 1 Incarnon a week. But that only applies to the Incarnons. If you want to get most things from the circuit, you're going to be putting in a fair amount of investment, or doing a heck of a lot of waiting. If you look at the Incarnate adapters again, that requires you to come back, if you're doing one at a time, 8 weeks for the second, 16 weeks for the third, 24 weeks for the fourth, 32 weeks for the fifth. By week 39, you could have got them all. Excuse me, sorry. 39 weeks of 1 Incarnon a week. And bearing in mind, that's still a couple hours per weapon, because you've got circuit to do, and you've got Duviri to do. That's not a small amount. And worse still, it's kind of a chore, because every week that you skip is another 8 weeks that you add for that particular rotation. Every week you skip adds 8 weeks to it, because you just can't do it again sooner. So I would like to see fewer weeks, or ways to convert rewards across. Not what we currently have.
Mixing amphors
Even for
of potent
people who were there on
to
release,
blast elemental
and so
force.
we're all doing it together kind of deal, it was still a lot of work, and it's all in this one singular, very muted environment where you don't get to choose your equipment. So if you don't like what's on offer, get screwed, cheese a reroll. I don't see a positive to it. Maybe 10 options per week instead of 5? Whatever route do you want to go about it, find some way to mitigate it. Especially for the things that can't be traded or bought with platinum. Like, at that point, when it can neither be traded nor bought with platinum, I have to wonder, okay, what's the point of it being so limited then? Is it just supposed to be inaccessible for people who don't want to spend that much time on it? So yeah, that's just kind of the way I see it. But I would also personally like to see an adjustment to the whole gear access. One of the most obvious ones being the ability to spend intrinsics to re-roll your current options. Because the further you get into intrinsics, one, by all rights, the easier it is for you to get intrinsics in the first place, and two, the less need you have for them, because once you finish them, for example, you're done. But once you've done that much to max out your intrinsics, not only are you no longer gaining the intrinsics anymore that you could have gained from just playing the game, so a reward is vanished. Like, surely you deserve to have a little bit more control over the loop then? Is that not what the drift is supposed to be demonstrating? Increasing control? God, I only got us halfway.
Not now or later, but leave you must, for the Undercroft is inexhaustible. History dictates that this Tenno asset was destroyed in a grave setback
Rolling
to the
reloads,
cause.
why not?
Let us rewrite that event.
Ooh, cheeky, right behind me. The thing with adding the incarnate adapters just for plat, as much as I'm reasonably okay with it, I do understand that it'll be a bit of a hard sell to a new player saying, hey, yeah, you can get these 1 or 2 a week, 8 weeks between rotations, they're split into groups of 5, so even if you did 2 a week, that 5th one is going to be waiting 2 entire rotations again. That in itself is 23 weeks to finish everything if you max out rank 10 each week. And that's after reaching Steel Path, so all that grind first. Flip side, you don't really need every incarnate, which is a perfectly valid counter-argument, to be quite honest. It is a perfectly valid counter-argument. It's still a huge wall. And again, there's the whole, if you miss a particular week, wait 8 weeks. 2 months for the option to come back. Let's get the knockdown resistance, why not? I'll be honest, I think, honestly, as much as the grind time kind of stings at times, it is the lockout that feels the most egregious. What other weapon in the game, considered fundamental to high-level play, what other equipment considered fundamental to high-level play, do you have to wait 8 weeks for a 1-week opportunity to farm? I suppose technically 7 weeks. Because it's 7 weeks out, 1 week in. Green for Dan? I mean, Dan is blue, but yeah, we can put up green lighting. Let's do that right now. There we are. Now where did I get mag proc from? I don't see anything even touch me. Stop blocking. I'm taking a lot more damage than I was hoping there. Oh, this guy was giving them all tank. Didn't even realise he was here. Normally I can hear them. So now you can tell where my hearing's at today. Ah, I was completely unaware that there was a Guardian Xmas around me. Completely. Ah. I am better, Mantis. Better. Good enough to stream. Yeah, let's discharge this area. Should get rid of a couple of them. Alright, no, not as... There we go. I do remember as a brand new player being quite disappointed in Volt's discharge early game. It just felt like a scam. Here goes 100 energy. Is it going to kill a load of stuff? A lot of the time, not really. Not with that enemy density that a new player faces. God, they really do pour in the Xmas on this, don't they? There we are.
Your resolve is being tested.
Way better than a couple of days ago? Yes.
Do not falter. Prepare yourself.
Dylan saying, another issue if you're new and don't look at guides, you don't know which and can't get for it to be good. Yeah. Yeah, the idea that you would need to look up guides on a mode every single week to ensure that you are getting the correct thing, quote unquote, each week. Otherwise, to be force yourself into spending even more time on a specific week up to 8 weeks later, I get where they were going with the whole weekly rotation, I really do. And I just think that it is, for lack of better words, I think it's a toxic game design. Or toxic reward design. The game design of the circuit is something else, and part of that is just how long we have to spend here to get those rewards, and when you have to do it again. There's the whole weekly system feeding into that again. That it feels like doing it at my own leisure was not the best option. Isn't there a bug that makes Xmas spawn way more often? My understanding was that that got fixed, and it was only supposed to be in Holvania. But it's possible there might be more here than there should have been. I can't remember how much it's supposed to be here.
Like ashes, the enemy has been...
There we are. Even its weapons, RNG might take a couple days to get the correct one you want. Unperformer is the only other thing that's slow. Yeah, an Unperformer you really don't need. You can make completely viable builds on every weapon without Unperformer. Completely viable. Not perfected, sure, but completely viable. Let me say, well, technically all encounters are good, most of them fun. It's basically impossible to know which of them you like most just from the short description I give you. Yeah. And just reading about a weapon doesn't give you an idea as to how it feels and how it plays. And the encounter modes are so different from the base weapons. You'd never guess the true functionality, or the interactions, the nuances behind them. If you were to look at the circuit for Steel Path, which I don't think I can even glance at right now. Nope, can't even glance at it. But if you were to look at the circuit for Steel Path and you saw the ceramic dagger there, is there anything on that page that would indicate the ceramic dagger is pretty much best in slot as a pseudo-exalted melee weapon? Is there any indication? Would someone who just plays the game, or plays it casually, maybe hears from friends about bits and pieces here or there, have enough of an understanding to even think to look out for that? Because of just how weirdly that the weapon stats interact. If someone had joined in with pseudo exalteds up to incarnans, they go, yeah, oh yeah, I know how those work. Yeah. So you put the mods onto the weapon, and the weapon doesn't count. The weapon stats are irrelevant. And then you get to the incarnan, and the weapon stats don't count, except for the stats from the incarnan evolutions, because those aren't from the weapon, they're from the incarnan, and the incarnan does affect it. There. Oh. So yeah. Any reason you know Sonic Dagger's worth a damn, or how to get it is from my static video? There you are, yeah. Yeah. Koki says, is a recent returning player, the Fem War's good enough for now. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. And it is fine to have that, I don't know if it's perspective, integrity, self-worth, to look at the game, look at what it has to offer, and go, you know what, this is good enough for me. It's alright to have that. Maybe it's more than alright. For those who look at the circuit and go, oh wow, yeah, there's all this good stuff to get, and then the timer attached to it all just nails down the whole concept, and that's where you get FOMO. And I feel like designing into FOMO is just a bad design. It's not really a better way to put that. Designing into FOMO is a bad design. I have my reservations about, for example, Exodia Contagion, but hey, it's still tradable. If you want Exodia Contagion off-season, you can still buy it from other players, but it just means you're going to be paying a premium. Okay, you want an event item outside the event, I get it. It's still there, and let's face it, maxed energize is still going to cost more. When it comes to the things that pop up in Nightwave, eventually do you feel like adding them into the store here? Well, there's still some rotation, but it's not like you have to hard grind to buy the store items. Like, I could get this one right here, Deadly Maneuvers, if that was important to Dan's progress. The downside to the way that DE do this, though, is that you do get some mods that once Nightwave closes, they are basically inaccessible for a long time, unless you buy from the massively inflated prices because they were not farmable. So there's one per account. And that leads to some significant rarity-based pricing rather than supply-based pricing. Sorry, farm-based pricing. It's not priced on the difficulty to obtain, it's priced on the scarcity around obtaining, if you get what I'm saying. My words are beginning to stumble, I'll be honest. Yeah. Liv saying, Mr. Sobek and Galaxian augments, it makes me very sad, because I don't think they'll be added to a shop for several more volumes. Yeah, we don't know how long it'll take, and we do know that each volume isn't exactly short. I mean, I think it was only this season that brought back Deadly Maneuvers? Or it might have been the previous one. But in any case, this one was gone for a while. Like, quite a while. Yeah. Oh, that drop sting's incorrect. That drop sting's incorrect. Sorry, I completely forgot to update that. What with, you know, ill. Yes, there are drops here. Please ignore the bot. Ah, crike. What even are the drops? Twitch, please be functioning. What are the drops? Beck. Ah, I don't know where the link is, but I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to disable that command for now. Yeah, it's the online glyphs. That's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to completely disable the drop command, and I'll sort that out when I have more energy, quite frankly. There is a reason it's a dance stream. This level does not take as much energy to cast. Alright then, so we've gained that little bit from the circuit, we've gained the item treasure, We got those bits. So, I think, yeah, going on for the relics is a smart idea. There are these alerts, but this is giving us... On the one hand, that is desirable, and it is open to just everyone. It's a generic event thing. These pop up regularly. It's kind of part of the course. On the other hand, it is an event alert. Actually, that reminds me. Crap. It's been so long. This is something time-gated. Also farmable from Dragon Keys. I know it's farmable from Dragon Keys, but the point is farming things rather than being handed them as much as possible. Ascension also required to rank up. Okay. Let me have a look at my labs first, but okay. Hello! Hello, hello, hello! Oh, aren't you beautiful? Especially you. You are very beautiful. Right then. I think that console is a dud. I need this console. Yes! Yes! Alright then. So, to research it costs 1 void trace, and building it requires 10. You know what? That's absolutely acceptable to me. That is acceptable to me. Nitane extract is a curious thing. Ooh, yeah. Nitane extract is one of those noob traps. Because if you don't buy it from Nightwave, you are going to hate yourself for the farm to get it otherwise. And Nightwave creds are limited. So if you spend them wrong and need them but you're out, you're out. Oh, I do need to contribute to actually run these, don't I? I realised that. Yay! Get these all building. Yay! And that one. Good. Only 1 hour and 1 minute. Oh, okay. That's fine. They're limited until rank 30, it's 15 per level. Yeah, and we're talking about new players. New players who are less likely to just sail to rank 30. New players who have things to buy. New players who are in a position to make the mistakes on what they buy. New players who will spend on an Orokin Reactor or Orokin Catalyst because it's right there and that's what they should do, right? All of those reasons that I go, New players who don't have access to the information that they should be asking the question, is this the right purchase? If they see a resource in the shop there, what's going to tell them that resource is important? Imagine if you're a new player. You're trying to get your head around all of the Nightwave stuff. The first thing that pops up, you recognize it from your friend talking about a river mod, Kuva. You're like, oh, there's Kuva in the store here. Should I buy some Kuva? And you look into it, and you're okay, no, you get all this Kuva, but you don't really need it as a new player. Nowhere near to dealing with the Rivens, and it's not that big of a deal. And so they cast it out of their mind, it's not that big of a deal. And if that resource is not that big of a deal, the much cheaper to buy one is probably even less of a big deal. Like, getting that much Kuva is not that terrible. So something priced 3 times lower? Yeah, that should be manageable. They're not going to worry about it. And so yeah, that's that. They've had a look, they looked at one of the resources, the one that they've heard mentioned somewhere, and it just makes sense. That's not important. It's probably the same with the other resources. They can handle it. Now, is that a bad assumption to make? Sure. Is it an unreasonable assumption to make? Not at all. We shouldn't expect that a player will extensively research everything they interact with. I can tell you for a fact that players do not extensively research everything they interact with. So yeah. Yeah, Pathless Clamps alone stops you from grinding Incarnon, saying now the truth. Alright, I could get a little bit too ranty now. Do I even enjoy this game? What's the Ascension also require? Former? You want a former? Alright, fine. Yay! Contribute to decoration! 6 of them. Yay! Now I got 5 of them. I hope I didn't hand over any other resource I needed. Anyway. That's now building, I think. Yeah. Exactly, Liv. Exactly, yes. Players don't even watch the video comments on sometimes. There are some... Nope, I had a toxic answer there. Catching myself. No need to be toxic. It might be correct, but it's toxic. Anyway. Alright, that's cool. The Clan Dojo stuff dealt with as well. So. Trading post would be nice to get as well. I don't think Dan can spare the time for a trading post right now. Trading has not come up as a necessity so far, and in fact, when I logged into Dan, there was a whole bunch of messages waiting for me, including that D gave out these extra weapon slots and 2 extra weapons which come with their slots because of the update to the new player experience. So the Fraggle I have built in my foundry, I now also have a built Fraggle. I see, okay. On top of the Boltor I already built as well. Dan was just a little bit too quick on that new player experience, but it's fine. So yeah, Fraggle, 1 owned, ready to claim. Not something you expect to see on a Iron Man run, but here we are. With potato as well, very true, with potato as well, which is a welcome upgrade, yes. Alright, I think I've faffed around enough to authorize myself heading on over to this now. And to get there requires that we unlock the nodes towards it. So we need to be getting to Gulliver on Phobos, which only requires that we do this mobile defense here. It had to be mobile defense, didn't it? That's fine. Alright, D. Alright. I'll play the game mode that has literally no reward to it. No, tell a lie. You get more kills than you do during hijack. That's the mode with no reward to it. This is the second least rewarding node.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network.
Hey fellas.
Be prepared for heavy resistance.
Say hello to Spore Lacer. It kind of work. You get Spore Lacer, you get Spore Lacer, you get Spore Lacer. Everyone gets hit by the Spore Lacer. I'll hit the crystals.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Honey is amazing, I agree. The food stuff. Just to be very, very, very clear, given recent developments, the food stuff, honey, is amazing. Other things that may share the name are not necessarily anywhere near as amazing. Just to be very clear on that. There are certain revelations around other things of a similar name. Why is Stalker got to arrive now? I get back from a holiday break as Dan. Whilst I'm still recovering from an illness. Nah, to be fair, that's Stalker MO. Wait for you to be weak and then come at you. Oh, it's Shadow Stalker as well. Yes, of course. We've upgraded to this boy. That would be a problem. Unfortunately, Spore Lacer. Too much laugh. Unfortunately, Spore Lacer. If you unrank a weapon with Former, does it not give more mastery XP? If you rank up a weapon, if anything would ever cause you to get that same weapon rank again, you get no mastery for it. So whether you former it or buy a new one, are gifted one, none of that matters. In order for you to gain mastery from a weapon or any other equipment, you must be getting it to a new level you've never got it to before.
I'm in.
this does mean that if you can form it to get yet more levels, like with a Kuva weapon, then yes, those last 2 new levels will give you more mastery. Is this a series going to be released on YouTube? I mean, it already is. This is a bit of off YouTube grinding in between episodes. Because, I'll be quite honest with you, whilst I am showcasing Dan's current part...
Still working on it.
Oh shit, that is something doing a lot of damage to it there. Oi, Corpus, stop being so damaging. Thank you. Yeah, whilst I'm showcasing where Dan is up to and what he's capable of doing at this point in time, this is mostly a somewhat chill resource grind. It's the equivalent of doing the mining in Minecraft, where you hang out, have a talking sesh, whilst the mining gets done, so that the build videos can be enabled. At least if you're doing like some kind of SMP or hardcore
Area completed.
game.
Move on.
How far is that into progression? Second dream completed. Oh, hi, guy. And Small Acid. Thank you. Seriously, Small Laser is amazing. Small Laser is just amazing. The temptation to jump into that is genuinely strong, but I won't do it.
And get ready to defend.
That thing is strong enough to kill Wukong dead. Do not pass go, do not activate passive.
Take a moment.
I mean, I will do farming with Dan off camera as well. It's, oh, bollocks. It's not like I would put every last little bit of Dan gameplay into a video, because quite frankly, that's just gonna suck. Be very real with me. If this was a voiceless, cameraless stream, it was just gameplay at this level,
Defend.
how many of you will be sticking around right now? Out of the 160 odd of you watching right now, if I turned off my camera, stopped speaking entirely, how much of it would you watch? As opposed to have on in the background. I know, I just wouldn't watch it. And I certainly wouldn't watch it for the many hours of grinding that Dan's going to have to do.
The odds
And
were
by
against
Dan, I
us,
mean
Tao,
me.
but we did it. Mission complete.
There's the online glyphs. Okay, take away just being given free glyphs as well, that you could also get by watching a creator who's doing something. Just gonna put that out there. It's a personal pet peeve of mine. I understand why people do it. I really do. But it is a personal pet peeve of mine that if someone can get something for free from a drop, from any channel in a category, they then choose to watch the channel doing nothing to get the drop. Or at least not even trying to be a creative stream in any kind. That's a pet peeve of mine. Sorry Queen, not doing EDM today. Have your points back. I can't tell you what stream to watch. That is not just impossible for me to force you to watch a given stream. I would be loaded if I could force people to watch my stream. Not only can I not force you to watch a particular stream at any given moment in time, I don't have the right to make any kind of demand as to where you watch. No right whatsoever. Oh, look at that clear, unbroken skybox. For now. So, as much as I can have that pet peeve over those who would tune in for drops on a stream which is otherwise functionally the equivalent of just a potato rotating in a microwave. As much as there is that, let's face it, the people who were watching just for drops weren't exactly contributing anything to the rotating potato either, were they? Yeah. Stargazer saying, wait, you post Second Dream and have Kit Gun. I've not gotten to those yet. It's newbie. How would you recommend the mindset I should go with when making one? When making a Kit Gun, is that, Stargaze? When it comes to making a kit gun, I would say look at the resource cost, because that to me was the single biggest limiter on getting the kit gun. The resource cost. And this combo I've gone for is about the most approachable kit gun setup. It is the most accessible as far as I'm concerned. So you need the Spore Lacer, because otherwise it's just not a Spore Lacer. The Loader Deep Breath, the Grip Ulnaris. This does split the components across both Fortuna and the Necrolisk, but that's absolutely fine. You're allowed to do that. And it leads to you having a very powerful, explosive shotgun sidearm combo. It's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. So yeah. That's what I would go for. I did pick up other parts. I think I covered this in the Dan video on it, that I did try to farm other parts, had that in mind as the correct way to go about it. And then I hit a brick wall of, oh god, this resource is not going to drop in a reasonable amount of time. I could get lucky, but I was not prepared to gamble on that luck. I'm familiar with statistics. I know what it looks like when you try to gamble on luck. So instead, I made my own luck, and this is just the result. So if you're looking for an easy Spore Lacer with minimum requirements to actually build it, this is the one to do. And as you were seeing, it works. And this is the current modding that I've got onto it. It is a capacity 60 because I went and slapped in the catalyst. Very, very important. And it's a powerful weapon, so it's worth doing. And at the moment, I've got a half-ranked Hornet Strike, fully ranked Target Cracker, 3 mostly ranked Elemental mods, and a fully ranked Pistol Gambit. I've got no fire rate on here. I've got no multi-shot. Those will be in these slots. This is as basic a build as it gets. And you'll notice I actually haven't got multi-shot or fire rate mods to put on it as yet, which is part of why it looks like this. So yeah, that's what I'd go for. Zelion said... Xylon. Yeah, Xylon. I always misread that. Excuse me. I think it's because there's a person I knew, Zelagelion. Anyway, Xylon said, actually found this channel during one of these free reward events, because this was the most interesting stream. See, that's exactly the right way to go about it. Or at least, the way that I appreciate the most. You went looking for the most interesting stream to farm your drop on, and then you went, actually, you know what, I'm staying around. And I love that. I absolutely love that. I need to cough quite a bit at the moment. Sorry, I'm going to mute up. Okay. That one was heavier. Okay. Well, is this such an amazing secondary? Oh yeah, absolutely. Liv saying, Pistol Gambit soon to be replaced by a much more powerful Creeping Bullseye. Very true, yes. It'll be a drop in fire rate, which will hurt, but the crit boost will be nice. Mantis, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to Xylon there. Xylon, make sure you thank Mantis for that. It's very generous of them. And cheers, Rav. Also, bite for the hydrate. Ah! I'm losing track, I'm just having coughing fits and all of y'all have just been too nice. I can't handle. Can't handle. Whew. Gambling on luck is a good way to lose everything. Or at least in this case if you're just gambling on time. And gambling with time, yeah. Oh, I didn't even switch the lights over to pink. I'm sorry. There we are. There you go, Queen. Pink lights we have got now. Ooh, alright. I'm alive. Mostly. Let's continue slapping. There are drops, it's for the online glyphs. I've not set up a link because I forgot. Simply that. Whew. Sorry, just forgot. But you'll still be able to earn them here. Alright, that's not what I wanted. I wanted you. I can do this now. It's level 20 to 25. Easy. Let's get that free mod. Thank you very much. Oh, look, it says Gulliver on the ceiling. What? Restart? This is Dan. It's a 0 to hero run, which means that Dan has no access to any multiplayer gameplay whatsoever. The only kind of multiplayer elements that Dan can interact with in the slightest is that Dan can sell, not buy, only sell what he has earned for fair market rates. And then only commodities. So no ribbon selling, unless it is a veiled ribbon. There's no selling of Kubeliches. I could sell, say, for example, a prime piece. I could sell a prime piece. But, yeah, relics, no opening it up with other people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's playing with other people. Dan cannot play with other people. The whole storyline is Dan is the lone Tenno. And the goal is to get to the Murmur on Steel Path and defeat the boss there. Not the 60 Eyes boss. I'm not that masochistic. Why did I start? It's a challenge. It's a challenge, that's why. I've still got my main account and I still do the guides, as you may have seen over on YouTube. Or you may not have. This might be your first time interacting with me at all as a creator. In which case, hello! I'm the engineer. I don't usually sound this sick. Usually I sound much more sick! That's the last time I made that joke today. Probably. There you are. Will I deliberately farm for stuff to sell for platinum? If I need the platinum, yes. Because that is just farming. However, so far, I've not needed the platinum. I've not needed it to get slots. In fact, DE changed the new player experience not long ago, adding a couple extra weapon slots in, so I'm eating well. As I am doing a challenge run, my parameters of requirements are lower than a normal player's. Because a normal player is going to want to get all the different weapons, and all the different frames, and do this, and do that, and I don't need to. I don't need to. Am I planning to Apex tank on Dan? Are you insane? No, I am not planning to do that. I have done it on my main account with both Lavos and Excalibur solo, and you know what? That was enough for me. I'm good, thanks. Oh, I just realised this is 10 waves. Oh, of course, it's an event, it's 10 waves. Ugh. But it's 10 waves to guarantee the mod. Ugh. I really cannot be bothered with him this time, because I'm busy defending. You protected me, off you pop. Just don't walk into me and you're good. If you walk onto my blade and impale yourself on it, you're a moron. Yeah, I think he is actually going to stay away from me, which is good. I'll just focus on the mission. Yeah, NPE, new player experience. Yeah. What am I allowed to buy in this run? For Platinum, I can only buy from DE. So, if it's a weapon slot, I can buy that. I would authorize the purchase of a booster. Sure, why not? It's from DE. But that Platinum can only come from having traded stuff, so it's functionally having farmed it in-game. Oh, is he going to count? Oh, you are... Fine. Fine, I shall murder you as well. God, if you insist. You know, you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. Ah. And there was me saying he wasn't suicidal, but nope, he just had to lock the defense down, didn't he? Could have just signed off. Parvos did not guide that one. No gifts are accepted? Absolutely none. Nope. I have gifts disabled on this account. I disabled them before I even announced the series, because I knew the moment I announced the series, someone would go to the lengths to try and gift me something. I'm not against people having gifts. My main account accepts gifts, and I receive some ridiculous gifts at times. Be they drones or hundreds of former, it happens. And I appreciate them. But on this account, as a challenge run, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Most likely Miralabe. Miralabe did attempt to send a gift to this account, yes. Miralabe did not... I don't recall if Miralabe specified what kind of gift they attempted to send. I think it was a cosmetic. But Miralabe did attempt to send a gift to this account, yes. Sometimes the gift is 3 stugs. Yeah. You know how I said I appreciate the gifts I get? There are exceptions to every rule. Just gonna put that out there. Nothing is universal, except the universal confidence that nothing is universal. Jokes on me when Stug gets Incarnin? No, that'll be jokes on everyone who thinks I'm going to even care for it. If it ain't proper, it can just sit where it is. There are some Incarnin weapons that exist, I'm like, cool, alright. Moving on. Because they are just not worth my time in some cases. Rule number 1, every rule has an exception. I guess. I usually have different rule 1s. Like on this channel, rule 1 is actually don't be a dick. Which, I suppose, does have the exception of only applies to chat, not streamer. Streamer may be a dick. And rather than being reprimanded, you have the ability to just not support the streamer then, I guess. If it's a problem for you. That's where that rule differs. Yeah. There are some people that actually get genuinely confused as to how that rule can be applied differently. And it's... I feel like I might need to spell that out sometimes. That very simply, chat, if a single member or any number of members are removed from chat, you can literally keep watching the stream or just go elsewhere. I can't. I'm here. If I'm not here, there is no stream. Me am stream. So, despite anything that happens whatsoever, either I stream or there is no stream. So, naturally, the expectations on me are different than they are on y'all are. That's not contradictory. That's just an understanding that we're in different positions. Yeah. No jokes also is chat only. That is, first of all, I think the rule is no bad jokes. But bad jokes is up to my interpretation. And that is because we did have a serious period of people just trying to take their 5 seconds of fame with the absolute worst jokes in the book. Dear God, they were terrible. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. And naively at first, my solution was to implement the rule and have a channel point redemption that would permit you to make a bad joke. Yeah, so that was a mistake. Because it led to... Basically, it led to just people constantly posting as many jokes as they could afford with that timer, that button. That people who previously were not making the bad jokes were like, ooh, button to press, ooh, permission, yay, transgression. Shit. So yeah, it just became a flat rule. Not one that's enforced with, like, death penalty on first infraction kind of thing, but it's still a rule. It's one of those things that if you haven't streamed to a even slightly significant audience like this, because I acknowledge, I'm less than 200 people here. Like, this stream is small. Even at this size, if you've not streamed something of this size for as long as I have, you may have just not had the experience, or maybe you just thrive on dad jokes. And, alright, how about you? Eleanor loves you too. I don't. I don't thrive on those dad jokes. Not to the same extent. Not when they are out of the book of jokes rather than actual proper haha funny moments from dad. But yeah. And we good? Oh, of course. We're good, but still a few more ways. Cheers, Fido. Yeah. Taxon doing the girl's work? Yeah, Taxon is working hard. Very good work there, Taxon. Very good work. Always impressed. To be honest, D did slightly cook with Artax in the refresh. It is just one of the best choices. It was, and it still is. Which is nice. Random question, but any plans to go to TennoCon this year? I'm still debating that, I'll be quite honest with you, because I would like to, but it's still, we're talking like £2,000. That's not a small amount of money. When we account for tax rates and whatnot, we're talking, yeah, we are talking about 1,000 subs. Would you want me to take, genuinely, 1,000 subs out of this stream, and rather than put it into more content, rather than put it into keeping the lights on, just go to Canada for a couple days and come back? Because that's the order of cost we're talking, at least 1,000 subs. And that's 1,000 subs at UK prices. If you live in some country with a lower cost of living and a lower sub price, well then, up goes the number. And it's not like I can declare it a business expense, because it's not. If I'm not invited as the Kengineer, I can't consider it a business expense to go to TennoCon. That is absolutely not business essential. I bet to say, I mean, 1,000 subs is worth being able to have you sign a mug in person. Are you the person gifting 1,000 subs? Just saying. I get it. And I get it from the perspective, I'm saying this as a perspective of someone who would like to be there. I live in the UK. It is damn expensive, and I'm a small-time content creator. I have a bit over 100,000 subscribers. I have videos that go out in the low tens of thousands of views, typically. I stream to typically less than 200 people here on Twitch for 6 hours a week, and to even fewer for another 3 hours a week on Fridays. I am small fry. And that unfortunately means that the income that it generates as a full-time job makes it just difficult to get to TennoCon. That is the truth of it. I'm not trying to goad y'all into subs or anything like that. Really not. I'm just giving you the lay of it exactly as it is. That kind of decision, just like last year, is a really hard one to make. It's probably harder this year than it was last year, because now I've moved to a new city where the cost of living here is even more expensive, and as much as it gives me new opportunities, those opportunities need to come to fruition first to make up for the extra cost, if you get what I'm saying. There you are. That's the long and short of it. I would like to be at TennoCon. However, what I like and what I get do not always fall in line. Oh, burst at the end. Alright, hi there. Hi there. Oh, there's one more thing. It's a burster. What a bit of deja vu.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get...
Ta-da! Creeping bullseye. Love it. Cos was saying, if you film content there, could you declare it as business expense? Not saying that's what you should do, I'm just wondering if that's allowed. So, in order for me to classify a trip to TennoCon as any part business expense, then what I would need to do is... I would need to make sure that the trip, in basically its entirety, is for business purposes. Now, when I say in entirety, that doesn't mean even while sleeping it's business sleep. It doesn't mean even whilst having breakfast it's a business breakfast. It's not that ridiculous or onerous. But it means that the purpose of the trip is just the business part of it. Which would then lead to the question of what business would I be performing having travelled to Canada? In attending TennoCon, which is not exactly a 5-minute event, how is that business? And if I cannot appropriately justify to His Majesty's Revenue and Customs that that is an entirely business event, I can't. Marketing doesn't cover it. Absolutely does not cover it. But believe you me, if it were an option that could just stand out there for me, sure. And classifying as a business expense would take off a chunk of the cost in terms of the amount of taxes I'd be able to claim back off of it. We're getting into deep financial territory here. Do you guys even want to know just what kind of a difference that makes here in the UK? Because I know a lot of you have no idea how UK law works. Even if you're in the UK, you may not have been self-employed. So do you even want me to go into that side of the financials? I am a Warframe streamer. It's a Warframe event created by game creators. Yeah, no, I'm a streamer who streams Warframe. And separately, Digital Extremes is hosting an event about Warframe. But that does not itself make that a business expense and business trip for me to go to. Seriously, I cannot stretch that definition far enough. That is not a reasonable business expense. It's like you could say, yeah, I'm going on a business trip. I'm going to go meet a client in London. It's like, okay, yep, fair enough. And therefore, I'm going to take the most expensive train fare I can get. Think, no, okay, whoa now. There are limits, and unless you've got some really good ways of justifying them, it doesn't work. So all it takes is one bad audit, and I am in the shitter financially. And guess what? I don't have the finances or scale to deal with being in the shitter with HMRC. I don't. Curious, even though not UK based, go for it, sure, yeah, go for it. Always love hearing you ramble, pretty sure we'll do. Alright. So, the way it works in terms of business expenses, and this is going to be similar to a lot of other countries, but the numbers are going to be different, is as a self-employed person, as a sole trader, that's what I'm classed under, I'm a sole trader, I trade under the Kengineer, and as a sole trader, if I have an expense for business, then that just comes straight out of revenue. Any revenue left over after expenses is my profit, and if that profit exceeds a certain amount, then I'm taxed on that. So effectively, an increase in expense comes off the top of revenue, because taxes are done on bands. So if I were to travel to TennoCon and I could classify it as a business expense, then all of that would be able to come off the top of the revenue, top of the profit, and so I would be saving at the very highest tax rate I'm paying. But that very highest tax rate is not that high when you're a small-time creator like me. The bigger the business is, the higher the tax rates become, the higher the individual earner, the higher the tax rates become. Because it reaches that stage, one, because you got more money, so, you know, pay your bit back into the economy kind of scale thing, and two, it incentivizes the business to spend rather than hoard. That's kind of the idea around it. But I'm not at the scale where the taxman wants to incentivize me to just spend every penny I can into business. They're like, you kind of need to still live, dude, so yeah, fair enough. And I think the way it breaks down, the rates keep on changing with politics, but I think it's a marginal somewhere around 36% at the moment. I want to say it's somewhere in the region of 36%. I'll have to double check. Might be 38, might be 39, might be 35. No, it's not going to be 35. So 36 is probably about right. I'd have to double check. It was up at 40% at one point, but then other things changed with national insurance especially. Which means that if I were to spend that 2k on TennoCon, I would be able to claim back 36% of that value from my taxes. Up to the limit of how much I'm paying in taxes, of course. So, even then, that's a significant discount. That is a huge discount. To take 36% off the cost of going to TennoCon from the UK, which I estimate to be in excess of £2,000, oh boy, yeah, that's a saving you look at. But I still have that outlay of £1,500. Nearly 1.5. Probably actually 1.5, because I think it would end up over 2k, let's be real. And even then, only for the expenses which are the business expenses part of it. First from Gustav, do you have any idea how much should price this Verglass ribbon for? 107 crit damage, 87 cold, 89 serious chance. I don't know how much you should price it for, but I do have a written guide on how you can price it. Gustav, ! Discord in the chat. Head on over to the Discord, and you'll want to go to the channel Warframe main. In the pinned messages, you'll have to scroll down a little bit. There is a message from me in 2021, and it is still correct today. I walk you through how you can go about pricing up a ribbon, any ribbon, and you'll be able to find exactly what you want to charge for that one. Guarantee it. So go through to the Discord, Warframe main channel, check the pinned comment, you'll see the one from me, easy peasy. Mantis, thank you very much for giving us a sub over to Catacosmo there. Much appreciated for that, Mantis. And El Wolver, thank you for subscribing at tier 1. Cheers on that, both of you. Much appreciated. Ooh. There we are. Ignoring all other expenses I have, I guess maybe that puts us 0.2% closer to TennoCon. Doesn't work that way. Yeah. Now, there was a very pertinent question. Here, Kirito. If they were to invite me or to sell stuff in the convention, then would it apply? Invited? Yes, so long as I kept it to the invitation period, the business period. If I were to go there and sell, other problems come into the consideration. I'll explain. But first, Mantis, thank you for gifting yet more subs out to the community here this time. It's 5 subs gone out to Zabo, to Naklieft, I think Nakli EFT, to Rat Trap, to Trollstoy, and to Mamania. Mantis, thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Cheers. Sir Beattwix, Asking, returning player, been playing since 2019, off and on. Did they change core Necros Hydrate loot drops? Kind of, yes. The changes that might have been relevant, because you're going way back with 2019, that's 6 years ago now, there were changes to make it where there are different categories of loot enhancing ability, and each category can only trigger once. So there is the on effect, or effectively a steal, like with Avara, on kill, like with Core or Hydroid, on desecrate, which is for Necros and one of the Kubros, I forget which. And then I think Atlas is treated in his own way, but doesn't really interact with the others anyway. Not in terms of kill stuff. But beyond that, the loot drops still work as they should. Also, yes, Hydroid is amazing now. Fun fact. Yeah. Have I thought about getting Necros for faster farming? It depends on the farming that's necessary, but it's not high up on my priorities so far. I may change that in the future. So as I was saying with regards to... let me just load up a Relic Fisher, and then I'll keep rambling. So as I was saying with regards to being at TennoCon for business purposes, if I was invited there, and not just invited saying, hey Ken, come along, it's, hi, the Kengineer, we, as a business, would like to pay for you to be there in exchange for some kind of consideration. There are going to be terms and details to this as to what we're doing and what we'd like you to do. There doesn't have to be a contract, but there is a clear tit for tat. We pay X, you do Y. And that happened. I was functionally sponsored by Digital Extremes to go to Canada. This was 2023. I went to TennoCon whilst I was there and got to enjoy in the events as a matter of just being there on time to do what was part of my bit. I also was on the autograph panel, so I did autographing for those who are interested, and there were a lot of people queued up for that. I was involved in multiple different interviews. I actually saw the results of one of those ones come out a while ago now. I'm quite happy with how that came out. There was the opportunity to meet up with the devs, to have the tour, various bits and pieces going on. It was a brilliant time. I am so glad I had the opportunity. So thankful for it, honestly. And that was a business trip. I was there for business and not a day longer. Once all of my obligations had ended, once there was nothing left as part of the arrangement that brought me there on a business level, it was time for me to leave. Which means, yes, I travelled across the entire Atlantic Ocean to a whole new continent for the first time in my life, and I stayed there for just a few days. Because if I had stayed a day longer, if I had done anything else, then the trip would just no longer be wholly business trip. Which would mean then that the hotel costs that were not part of business time would suddenly all switch over to me fully. It would mean that the flight back, despite being covered by Digital Extremes, was no longer a business trip. And so I would not be able to claim that as a business expense. All these other bits and pieces starting to come into play. Various details start to become a big accounting mess. And that is a big accounting mess that I was not prepared to deal with. Absolutely not prepared to deal with. So, instead, I travelled back home and spent my 30th birthday, rather than a couple days longer in Canada, I spent it with my family, which I think was worthwhile. Why is Eidolons not a thing anymore? Why do you think Eidolons is not a thing anymore? That's the better question here. So yeah. Now, as for what if I sold things at the convention, that enters into another bracket of issues. Firstly, it's not like I can just rock on up to DE's convention and be like, hey everyone, I'm the Kengineer, I'm just going to start selling some mugs, hope no one's going to have an issue with that. DE would have an issue with that. The place they've rented would have an issue with that. Canadian Customs would have an issue with that. There becomes so many issues, because if I'm taking enough merch to sell that I can consider the entire trip a business trip, you know the Canadian Customs is then going to be like, okay, yep, you come over here to work, right? and you're selling products on our soil. Yep, good. Okay, so we're going to need some authorization for this, and we're going to need to check over that, and we're going to need to get the signing on this. And I don't have time for all that legalese. I'm a content creator, not a lawyer. There is no way I can dig through all of that lot in a reasonable amount of time to justify selling some mugs at TennoCon. And by some, I mean sufficient to clear through all of that. Cybertweak said, don't see requests in recruiting chat that much for triathlons. There is the bounty that people can grab. There's also, you know, it's not night right now, so if you look at it right now, that might be it, yeah. Because people can't recruit for it if it's not active. But also, there's just so much more content, and it's been out for so long, you're going to see less of it, yeah.
2 years of lurking. Cheers.
You just will. But I guarantee you, if you have a look at that just on the approach to nighttime, so in about 50 minutes from now, maybe 45 minutes from now, you'll see people recruiting those squads. Absolutely. A lot of them have also moved over to Discords, where that chatter happens, because the in-game chat for recruitment is bare bones. Very bare bones. Red Kanji, thank you very much for resubscribing with your Prime there. Up onto 2 years exactly. My oh my. 2 years of lurking? Hey, lurking is still enjoying the channel. That's absolutely fine with me. Thank you very much for that, Red Kanji. Much appreciated. Ooh. Cheers indeed. Ladybug saying, you were signing postcards last time, right? Did you bring those or have them printed there? Do customs have issue with them? So, a small batch of postcards, which are not for sale, and are simply being provided as gifts. And again, small batch gifts, not a problem. Turns out that customs doesn't care if you bring in $1 worth of card. $1 worth of card is not even a blip on their radar. Some things you can just do. No, from TennoCon, customs and airport security did have issue with some people who attended TennoCon, but it was nothing to do with merchandise being sold from people outside of Canada. Instead, the biggest issue that came out of TennoCon, in that regard, was people shipping things out of TennoCon that triggered terror alerts. Potential terrorist threat. Now, it was very quickly cleared up in every single case. It's just that when people's luggage got scanned, and the scanners were picking up this dense rectangular object that was very clearly not clothing or anything else like that, just this really heavy object in a large rectangular shape. Turns out, yeah, it's the art book. The giant art book that DE put together was registering as potential C4 on the scanners in the X-rays. So, yeah, multiple people got checked over for that. And they're just like, yeah, no, it's just a book. You can flip through the pages, have a look. Yep, it's just a book. Please don't hurt us. It wasn't anything serious for them all. It's just, yeah, technically, Warframe did lead to people being stopped by customs for a potential terror threat for exporting goods from Canada. Technically. So I also have to be careful when travelling with cards and deck boxes. Density pack cards in a small area also looks bad. I get what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, apparently Brozime, who had that whole walking stream set up in 2023, I think that was the first time he'd done it that way. He got a lot of questions as well, at least on one leg of the journey, because he had this backpack full of computer tech stuff and wires all over the place, transmitters. It's like, sir, what do you need all of this for in this singular contained backpack? Are you able to explain all of this tech and wiring, this clearly home job? It's like, well, on my way to a convention all about celebrating genocide. And the Geneva checklist, yeah? I have a feeling he did not put it that way. Yeah. But hey, Techrock cosplay? I mean, this was before we even knew Techrock was a thing. Don't forget, I went to Telecon 2023, so that's where we got the reveal of the Entrati Laboratories. That's where we got the reveal of Arthur. It's, things have come a long way very quickly. You know, I'm just gonna go smash up this room in here. Does this smash crates? It does, but didn't reach these. Bollocks. All these. There we go. Nope, there we don't. Whatever. Didn't want it to crack them all anyway.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
They are. Now, if you're wondering why I'm just cracking relics at the moment, I am building up the resources in terms of prime parts. Whilst also gaining any other bits and pieces I might need. What's my void trace cap? Plenty fine. Plenty fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. Speaking of, actually, I wonder if the dojo's finished building that bit now. Because we've been rambling a bit. This way. Too funny not to clip. Oh, what's been clipped? What's been okay, that just sent me to the Twitch front page. Let me try that again. And a Twitch front page. What the fuck? Okay, fair enough. That clip didn't. Never mind then. How long have these got left? 6 minutes. Just mistimed it. Just mistimed it. I really need to clear my throat. One moment. There we are, much better. There we are, Geneva checklist, yes? I suppose that does make sense to click on it. It's like, well, on my way to a convention all about celebrating genocide. And the Geneva checklist, yeah? Thanks for including the little nose snort. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's a very, very important noise to capture right at the end of that one. So glad. Just really represents me. Alright. Let's open up this one. It's a snapshot in time, maybe very sick. I'm not very sick. That was a couple days ago. I'm fine. I am merely under the weather at this point. It is but a flesh wound. It's not even a flesh wound. I only have 1 stack of viral. Unfortunately, that still doubles the damage everything deals to me, so... I spent basically 2 days worth of effort on today. That adds up. Who said you could go invulnerable the moment I shoot you? That's unfair. Who do you think you are, Rhino? Wow, they all just exploded. Where do you see the viral stacks? In all the tissues in the bin. Yeah.
Keep moving. Scanners have detected you.
Oh, Rhino in Conclave. Ew, this is why Conclave, bad idea. Warframe does not enter PvP.
Their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Fairly certain I just saw something sprinting away from me over this side. Where'd you go? You there. Stop being such a coward. Get over guard. Do I have the cyst that's been going around? Okay. Actually, I'm fairly certain Dan is going to avoid picking up the cysts for a very, very long time. Because the only way I could get it is by entering into a relay with someone who's got it to share and getting physically close enough to them. So I think Dan might actually be avoiding the cyst for a very long time. Yeah, I'm ready to stomp all those dogs to death. Yikes. You gave someone the cyst in a Deviri cave once? Oof. Oof. Big oof. Judge saying, just got back into the game after being away for a couple of years. Finally decided to try and work on Steel Path. Just wanted to say thanks for the intro guide to Steel Path. Really helped ease the worry about the numbers and such. Hey, you're very welcome. You are very welcome. I'm glad that helped out for you. I'm going to keep cracking these relics until I run out of these Lith ones, I'll be honest with you. I want to be all up and energized and whatnot. I'm burning the candle at both ends at the moment. That viral proc is no lie. I was going to do myself up a somewhat decent evening meal, and I only say somewhat decent because it was basically shove things in oven, wait. When timer rings, shove next thing in oven, wait. When timer rings again, shove things in microwave, wait, serve. Optional, add gravy. It came to time to do that, and I did not have the energy to do that. I knew I was not going to eat that meal, I would waste too much of it, so I had beans on toast. And beans on toast is nice, it's just, I quite literally, just my entire evening meal, toast, little bit of butter, beans, that's it. That does not normally qualify as an evening meal for me. Yeah. Gotta add cheese to it. I wouldn't have handled the cheese right now. My illness was this strong, okay? This is how strong the illness was. On, I think it was Friday, I wondered if I should even have a cup of tea because I couldn't drink it without milk. I hate how bitter it is without milk. But with milk, that would mean having to drink some milk. And at that point in time, my stomach was going, I don't want milk. That's the point the illness had reached. I was debating not having a tea. Me. Mantis, thank you very much for giving us up over to George. Much appreciated. I know I'm probably butchering your username. I have no idea how I'm supposed to pronounce that. It's got JRR next to each other. I'm far too English to pronounce something like that correctly. Don't worry, Kirito. I did, in the end, have tea. But, it was not the easiest tea to drink. It was not the most well-received tea. It was more an understanding of, look, I've got to get fluid some way, somehow, and, well, this is going to be it. Because I wasn't going to drink cold cups of water, and warming them up to be lukewarm cups of water trades out the temperature issue for just a issue. Yeah. Joe, Josh, or Jodge is all perfectly apt. Okay, Joe. I can remember Joe. It's Joe with 4 silent letters afterwards. It's just like cute. Got it. Rhino stomp bit rate to death? Oh dear God, does Rhino stomp bit rate to death? Oh my word. I don't know how many of you really pay attention to
You have
this
excellent taste.
particular
Please
detail.
consider ordering some good hot food.
Beg your pardon. Good lord, that's not even popping up on my dashboards correctly. What was that? What was that? Where is it? Show me correctly. Rev! Rev, thank you very much for the £20 tip. Please consider ordering some good hot food. Don't you worry, I did have a decent lunch. I had myself a chicken katsu curry. I did have a chicken katsu curry. Smaller portion, but still a portion at lunchtime. But all the same, that has certainly covered it. So thank you very much for that, Rev. Much appreciated. Yeah, it was a crispy chicken katsu curry as well. So what wasn't just, you know, the chicken and the curry and the rice. It had a crunch to it in all the right places. It was a good one. I was looking forward to that. So, Rev, thank you for now making that effectively on the house of this community. Cheers. You ate your body weight in chili earlier. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'd be envious of the appetite, but, you know, katsu curry. And that was, again, the limit of what I could have today. Did not finish the rice. Fair do, Mantis. Fair do. Ah. I was going to say about, yeah, Rhino and bitrate. That's what it was. That's what it was. So, Rhino and bitrate. I don't know how many of you have noticed that my videos are pretty much universally in 4K. And there is something of particular note about that. I've had some people comment going, ooh, 4K videos, yeah, lovely. Actually, most of them 4K 60 FPS. But here's the thing. I don't play the game in 4K. I don't stream the game in 4K. My monitors are not 4K. Which means that if I'm producing any 4K video, a little bit of a reveal behind the scenes here, it's upscaled. It's not true 4K. It is expanded up to that. And the reason I do that isn't to try and be fancy. It isn't to try and put the 4K label on where it may not deserve to be there. I do that at the expense of massively inflating the amount of space it takes on my computer and time it takes to render, so that YouTube treats it more carefully. The bigger the video, the less crazy YouTube goes with its compression. I don't know why it does this. I discovered this very, very early on, where the quality of a video I uploaded to YouTube was just absolutely dire. I think it was actually the original Nuke Frames video, which has since been unlisted because it's just out of date. I noticed that the quality of my upload was absolutely terrible at times, just basically all text was unreadable. I was like, what happened here? I had to do some frantic researching, I definitely didn't let that video go live, and I came across a suggestion of upscaling the video to 4K, upload it to YouTube to force it to use a more gentle compression system. And sure enough, I could compare side by side the same exact frame on the old video to the new video version. Same base details. Effectively the same video, but YouTube treated the bigger file more carefully. And so on the same resolution of video playback, I could read the text. The bitrate still struggled because of Rhino, but it struggled about half as much. This is why I upload in 4K. It's not because they're 4K videos. They have 4K resolution, but they're not 4K videos. I upload in 4K because then everyone below 4K as well still gets the 4K treatment in terms of quality. And that is worth it. That is worth it. Rev saying, yes, listen to Stream Elements, Ken mugs are great. We scrambled 5 eggs in one the other day. I mean, I'm not opposed, but I suppose, yeah, snakes and eating eggs, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Sounds so stupid yet so probable. Oh yeah, it's real. It's real. Somebody should, it's been kicking most creators while they're down recently. Not sure I follow on that one. I think you replied to someone. Or I'm just missing a detail. That mug's yours, #1 hot chocolate mug though? Oh yeah. That is a good choice. These mugs are absolutely great for hot chocolates. I've got the standard size here, because that was the size I had available when I got the original samples. You can also get a taller version of that mug, and you can get a wide version of that mug. I think the wide one has nearly double the capacity of this mug, because I think it goes from 11 ounces to 20. So, yeah, if you wanted to go mug, or mug... Still can't do that. Ow. If you wanted to take it to that level, exclamation shot merch and make up for the fact that I nearly killed myself on that pitch. Yeah.
Use it to crack open a relic. Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
Fuck! Alright. Still getting over it. Still getting over it. I won't die, just no more silly voices. Silly voices can wait for Ken to be okay again. Oh. My housemate suggested that if I have a April Fool's video plan, I should record it whilst I'm sick. Because when I wake up in the morning, I always have a deeper sounding voice, just morning voice is deeper. You add sickness onto that, I nearly drop an octave. Yeah, have time to mute. So yeah. The suggestion being, you know, just whip out a ultra deep Kengineer video for April Fools. That's the fool, just deep. I'm not sure that really sells as an April Fool's, but I appreciate the suggestion.
I'm detecting a large security force heading your way. It's the Grenier.
It's really rare to see a zero to hero run in Warframe these days. Yeah, fair do. I've set a pretty lofty goal on it, because it's not just like, hey, get to Steel Path, or get to the new war, stuff like that. No, it's get all the way up to Steel Path, get to the Murmur boss there, and then defeat that solo as Dante. Like, that's some pretty specific zero to hero stuff. But also having a very specific goal is the whole fun of it, really. I'm not aimlessly trying to play the game again. I am going for one straight line, and I can just take little side steps, little wobbles along the way. And apparently also nearly die of sickness, but it's fine. One viral proc. How long do I think it will take me? I have no idea. I went into this knowing that it was possible, and that I intend to complete it come hell or high water. That's it. That is my entire assessment as to how long it'll take. I decided I could do it no matter what, enough to commit to it, and that was it. If it takes me until June, sure. Hell, if it takes me until next January, sure. I doubt that. I really, really doubt that. But there is definitely going to be a fair amount of farming. I'll be honest, this is not the most targeted farming, but if it allows me to get something good from Barrow, that's worth it. Because Barrow is hard to get something good from if you don't have the goods to get. Excuse me. Also, I do need to pop down to the dojo because I might be up on the void traces. Oops. Let me check that actually. Void traces. Am I at my cap?
You need them to open a relic, but
I would be with this mission. Let's dip out. Oh, my hearing is still playing silly. Because yeah, I'm Mastery 5. And I think it's 50 per level, including level 0, so that's 300. No, 350. Okay, I wouldn't have been at cap. Well, no, I wouldn't have been at cap. Never mind, I should have done that mission. Oh well. It's fine. Still going to dojo, because this stuff down here will be done now. I really look forward to having my voice back proper. It took me nearly the entire day. I don't know how long that's going to take. Yeah, it took me nearly the entire day just to record and clean up the audio recording of the next video that went out this weekend. One day just on the audio recording and clean up. That's a long time for me. That is a long time. Oh good, these only cost 500 credits to replicate. That's actually really affordable. That's basically free. I am so glad about that. I was expecting like 20k. There we are. And build costs are also really cheap too. Aside from void traces. This is good. This is good. Alright. I really did myself in to go in for that silly voice earlier. The bug one. Oh, that's taken some wind out of my sails, not gonna lie. I'm fine. Fine enough. Alright, so let's first check prime parts. I've not got much. 15, 30, 75, 90. It's 130 ducats. That's not enough of anything. Alright, I'll build some of these keys, but I'm gonna keep on focusing on... There. I'm gonna keep focusing on opening up these relics for now. One, I'll be able to build more keys as a result, but two, probably more important, is I want to get to about 300 ducats. Ah. 300 ducats would see me able to afford basically anything Barrow could bring that would be of interest.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no
All
one
right.
standing. Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures nearby. Do you have
I think I missed a question somewhere. You guys just discussing between yourselves about something.
Look out for reactant.
Looks like you're talking about requirements to enter Steel Path, which does include doing the entire main questline all the way up to the Hex. If I understand correctly.
Stay
I think you need Hex to access all nodes to access Steel Path. You certainly need Whispers in the Wall. And then, actual completion of all those nodes.
Your relic is open.
Steel Path Circuit unlock? Yeah, so you do also need to have done all 3 Duviri modes. And that will be enough to get Steel Path, and in itself that unlocks Steel Path Duviri. You do need to do Hex? Alright, yeah. So, all of that. If you've only just completed those requirements and unlocked Steel Path, relog. Just something about games is that sometimes a condition can be met, but the trigger doesn't go through correctly. When you relog, it usually fixes those kind of things. So if you have unlocked Steel Path, you've unlocked Steel Path Circuit, at most relog. If that doesn't work, I wonder how you've got into that mess, to be quite honest. Actually, gonna deal with that one.
Good evening, everybody. We're back, baby, smile.
Right. I think that should have that cleared. Mostly. Nah, that feels weird. Sorry, bear with me a second, chat. Proper. Alright, sorry about that. Oh, goodness gracious. That one, that got just a bit heavy. Right. I'm just going to slide along here, it's fine. Taxon's got everything for now. Moon, thank you very much for resubscribing there up onto 22 months, much appreciated. And Weird Kid with the Prime up onto 5 months, also much appreciated. Thank you both of you for that. Really, really appreciated. Yeah, I am still a little bit on the ill side, it does happen. I am, after all, just some dude on the internet. Illness befalls me.
Find extraction.
Yeah. Just I had Steel Path unlocked from when I played during New War, fell off around Angels update. Ah, I see, I see. You've got grandfathered Steel Path. Right, that can lead to some weirdy schmeardiness. Definitely make sure you've done normal mode Circuit, normal mode Duviri, and normal mode Lone Story Duviri. You do need to do all three to qualify for Steel Path normally, which means it could be that's limiting you from accessing Steel Path Circuit. Because you've got the Steel Path unlock, you've been grandfathered in on that, but you do still need to, you may, not necessarily do, but may still need to meet the triple Duviri criteria as well. If that doesn't sort it though, your next best bet is to contact support, to be honest. Definitely haven't done Lone Story? Oh, there you are then. Alright, give that a try, Joe. That should probably take you like 15 minutes. We'll still be here then, actually. So, give it a try. Let me know if that solves it. That'll be nice to pop that in the old memory banks.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Of Coconuts saying, just discovered Lavos and devoured all your videos on him. Great vids, absolutely love them. Hey, it's brilliant. Another one joins. The cult? The clan? The Clade? Just something along those lines. Brain's broken, sorry. There were words. Fandom? Oh god, no, no, no. No, no, let's not call it a fandom. Please, no. Oh, fair enough, Joe, fair enough. Yeah, no, it's not the Lavos fandom. No. There's just... No. The Dandom? Also no. Gods. Guys, I need to remind you, I am suffering from viral proc. I'm going to take double damage from everything. Please do not kill me with this. Please, no. I start chuckling at that, it's gonna hurt. No. And Dominion? Welcome to the lab? That makes me think more of Dante, I'll be honest, because of, you know, Uncharted labs.
There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open a relic.
Welcome to the club.
You
Just
found
club.
the fissure. Look out
I'm
for
gonna stick with club. God damn it, it's basic, but it works.
dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic. You are going to need more reactant. Want to
Stomp.
open that relic.
That stomp was not as effective as I hoped.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Lavos crew? Suppose. Oh, where is that one? Got him.
You have collected enough reactant to open.
Yay, I have my reactant already. That's great news. How did that... Okay, not sure what's going on with the hitboxes there. Why it was throwing behind me, but okay. Is this just a... It's Europa being Europa. Got it. Don't forget the hydrates. I did take at least one of them. If there are more that I've missed, then just, have one for the sake of it. Have a look. I am not dying, I am merely demonstrating my immortality. Yes, that's called dying. We go blap, blap. We go blap. Blap. Oh, for crying out. Blap. Thank you. Blap. Much better. Don't. No. No, I'm not going all the way back for your stupid little... Oh, wait. No, these were enemies down the side path. Okay, cool. This is fine. This is the correct direction. I thought it was going to point me back down that way. We're fine. Do we need prime parts for something, or is it void traces we're getting? It's a bit of both. Void traces because dragon keys, because corrupted mods are amazeballs, but also it's going to enable me to have ducats for any barrow goodies. Like, I got prime continuity. That was a real surprise pickup. I didn't think I was going to be able to get prime continuity on Dan. So that's great. What do you do if they're all dead? There? Who there? I'm missing the context behind the pronouns, sorry. The eternal curse of pronouns. Context required. Who there? Perish. Okay, fair enough. Good dodge. Perish! I switched from a gun to a nuke. It's not a very high level nuke in the moment. So. Spicy grenade. Oh, goodness sake. Oh. Never mind. Alright then. It perished. It wasn't perishing. Then it did. That works. That's just right before it. Wait, what? Hmm? Alright. I'm losing enough context, I'm just gonna... I'm in the wrong direction. Is it this way? Please be this way. It is. Okay, we're good. Whee! Gotta love that little vent. Although the fact that it doesn't take you perfectly to the end is slightly annoying.
Excellent work, Tenno.
What's up, Mantis? Please don't be bad news about Eve. Please don't be bad news about Eve. What is it, Mantis? Would it be a bad moment to say the last... Oh my fucking... To a... Mantis, 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 Mantis? Don't you fucking dare. What? Like, right now. Mantis. Say psych. Was it right now? Was it right now, Mantis? I've been looking so long for this goddamn NPC. Mantis! I don't care that you walked in and got disrupted, that's how it works. Was it... Chat. I'm gonna do something I said I wasn't gonna do. I'm gonna do something I said I wasn't gonna do. I want that. I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. That is... Where's my fucking... Evil light? Right. We are taking a brief break to play a different game. Very brief break, because Mantis here has lost a ship to something exceptionally fucking valuable. Mantis, grab... Don't post it yet! I'm not logged in! Mantis, grab your Execra. Grab your Execra. So all hands, grab your Execra. Any of the newbie crew, grab it as well. Grab. Ellie, if you don't have a repair ship, sit back. If it's not a repair ship, you'll die. If it is a repair ship, you might also die. We're about to deal with the most threatening thing that we can possibly face here. Like, number one. Honestly, I don't care, Ladybug. They're all in the same corporation. I'm not revealing anything at that point. Shit, what was the ship that was safe for? I think it was this one. Oh god, there's so many people online. I swear to fuck. If you manage to find and die to a goddamn Gara. Yes, by the way, Warframers are about to go fight Gara. The Gara. Right, yes. You off. Quick. You on. I hope to god this is the correct ship. It feels like it's the correct ship. I've got the energy. I've got the drones. Okay, if I fuck this up, I'm going to look like an absolute mong. Let's do this. Get that repair ship out. Yeah, the Kikimora does share the name on that. Alright, I don't know which ones of yous are actually active, but let's fleet the fuck up. So I can get back to Warframe as quickly as possible. This is kind of stupid, but we're doing it. Yeah, this is very important railjack stuff happening. Alright. It was that one. Alright, I'm going to self-warp to it. I'm going to self-warp. As soon as I arrive there, I want you to follow. As soon as I enter warp, I want you to follow. Mantis, I hope you're understanding. Follow, follow, follow. Mantis, follow, follow, follow. Oh, we're going to get... I hope to god Gara's still here. This is Gara in EVE Online. And she is exactly Warframe power. There she is! There she is! I have been wanting one of these for months. Months! Alright, fucking bring it, you absolutely S-tier threat. I need to switch drones. Bruiser's out. Oh, this Gara is not fucking made of glass, let me tell you. Tactical overlay on. Repairer, heat, and run it. I need the info on a transversal. Which way? This way. This way for transversal. Come on, guns. Alright, don't need the heat revs. Don't need the heats. She's got tight orbit on me. I will be back to Warframe shortly, but this is really important. This is EVE Online at its absolute greatest, because we've just got a really rare spawn. This is beyond... This is beyond rarity. She's going down. The last time I knew about one of these in the area, someone else, a random local, died to it, publicly posted that he died to it, and it meant that someone else went and got the goddamn kill because they saw his public loss. God, this thing is resisting like hell. How is my ship able to tank this? Well, I don't know, but I'll take it. Yep, energy's holding up. That's good. This is guaranteed. Well, not guaranteed, no, but very, very high chance of ultra legendary core. Gara's down. Gara's down. Gara's down. Give me that. Ah, thank you, repair ships. You were 100% needed. No, fucking... Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. Mantis, I'm paying for your ship. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Right. Sorry. Chat, allow me to give you some perspective. You deserve perspective after this. Everyone who is part of this fleet, you are getting a payday. Oh boy. Okay. So, in either line, there are tiers of modules. You have the Tech 1, the Ultra Basic. You have Tech 1.5, the middle stuff. Tech 2 for standard fare upgraded. You have Faction for fancy upgraded. Dead Space for fancy upgraded. And then, if you want to go right the way past fancy, you get unfathomably rare expensive. According to this, the estimated price of this is 10.68 billion ISK. If I wanted to buy that with real world money, every 100 million ISK is roughly $1. So this is about a $107 drop. And this one here is a further roughly $20 drop. And that's only at the estimated price. I might be able to take that higher. These things are not easy to obtain. Mantis, you're getting paid. Ellie, you're getting paid. Lu, you're getting paid. We'll sort that out later. But for now, you can see it. It's there. It's on stream. It's secured in the hangar. Mantis, thank you very much for coming straight here with that information. Oh dear God. Right, okay, that's enough of this. I'm now going to switch back over. Oh, I will deal with the rest of that later. And I will... Oh, I didn't review the damage logs. Could I have tanked that solo? We'll discuss how much repairs you guys are giving me afterwards. I'm going to need that information. So if you were repairing me, make sure you can share that information with me later. You know who you are. Whew, okay. Oh God, wow, that was... Fuck. Ooh. Give me a moment, that's... Alright, now I'm going to come down from that. Ah. Woo! Oh, okay. Oh boy. Ah. So Mantis, I want to know what your repairs were doing. So, what repair modules were you running? And if you still have it, if you're still in game, I want the log of your repairs. So if you go to the Eve menu, go down to, I think it's utilities, and then it's log and messages. Copy that whole thing into a notepad and send it to me later on Discord. That's what I want. Oh dear gods. Whew, okay. Yeah, let's get that clip, shall we? Let's bring up that clip. Let me just intermission screen, switch around for that one. No, this one with that. Just loading it up properly. It's been a hot second since I've done this. I don't want to screw it up, having just had Eve up of all things. And... bop. Alright, cool. Let's remove my webcam. You don't need me here for this second. Go on. How was it? No fucking... Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. Yeah. Oh, dear, dear, dear. The panic recalling of the drones.
Fucking get me the
There was
fuck
so
out
many
of here.
zeros on the reward.
Get me
so
the
many
fuck out of
zeros.
here.
And that, Mantis, that is why you do not broadcast a location. That is why you do not broadcast a location. Holy shit. Oh dear. It's okay, Mantis. You were excited. I'm excited. It worked out. Everything was fine. The fact was that almost no one watching this stream could have possibly responded to that as quickly as we did. So, by and large, we're okay. But this is a little thing called operational security. Heat mum. She ain't so dumb. That's a bit of good old Blighty propaganda right there. Oh, dear, dear, dear. You don't even know what the fuck that is? Okay, so context for what just happened in very Warframe terms. This won't go to race antiquity. Very true. Very true. In Warframe terms, if you go into a mission, you know how you can take with you Golden Instinct. You scan. If it doesn't get anything, there's nothing. Sometimes you scan and you go, hey, item sculpture. Sometimes you scan, you follow it and go, ooh, rare crate. It's kind of like that with Eve on going to belts. When you go belts ratting, it's kind of like a capture mission where it's very, very quick. You just load in, check if you got what you want. You can do the small mission there of NPCs or just move on to the next one. And occasionally, doing it, you get some of the slightly rarer stuff. Hey, there's your item sculpture. You get the much rarer stuff. There's your rare crate. This one is so rare, I think it would take you typically 1,000 capture missions of scan, following some of those scans, because you're going to follow them. You're going to pick up the item sculptures. You're going to pick up the rare crates. Of course you are. And after 1,000, after legendary core drop rates we're talking, then you finally get to fight, rather than a hard NPC, rather than an extra hard NPC, you fight an actual Warframe. No holds barred. Sorry, one sec. Still so phlegmy. No holds barred, actual Warframe terms of power. And not only that, this is a Warframe that is sapping your energy, that is applying cold procs to you to slow you down, but not fully freeze you, and is preventing you from exiting the mission. If you fail, if the Warframe kills you, your Warframe is destroyed. It's removed from your arsenal, and you lose some of the mods equipped to it. That is how serious it is. A 1 in 1,000 chance of loading a capture mission, of scanning with Golden Instinct to find an enemy Warframe that will absolutely fuck you up if you are not prepared for it. And if you kill it, as we just saw, you get a chance at $150 worth of stuff. What would that be in platinum? Well, $150 worth of platinum. Yeah. No discounts applied. Imagine that. Is that the kind of thing that you would jump off of one game and leap onto another for? If your friend said, hey, I just loaded into this capture mission. I just died to Gara. Can you help? Yes. Yes, I can help. Dear God, yes, I can help. How much is $150 worth of platinum without a discount? That'll get you like... Yeah, that would get you like 4,000 platinum. Damn right I dropped everything there because Mantis just found a loot cache worth 4,000 platinum equivalent. And for the first time, anyone in the group has seen one. Am I going to get 4,000 plat for Dan now? No. No. one of the crucial aspects of EVE Online is that money can go into it, money does not come out of it, legitimately. And we don't do illegitimate. So that money is getting split between the group. There'll be some to me, some to those who help me, and there'll be some going to the group itself to fund group projects. Guys, when we have a discussion about this later, the EVE squad, oh man, are we gonna have some fun choosing where that money goes. Oh yes. Does it have any use in game other than money? Hell yes. Hell yes. So, you know, Warframe doesn't have a proper PvP scene, does it? There's just no use to thinking too much about PvP, and even if there were a proper PvP scene, you are limited by what the game allows you to use. And it's fair. It's pretty fair. In EVE Online, fair is not part of the equation. If you are in a fair fight, and you didn't want it, both sides have screwed up. This goes all the way up to the Alliance tournaments that is, I think it's an annual or semi-annual thing, where Alliances quite literally pool their resources to fund their teammates to get a group of the most expensive composition together that they can to try and win beyond rare ships. I'm talking ships that are overpowered and will never ever be seen again, and only the winning Alliance gets those ships. Now, when you're up against that kind of a loot, that kind of a prize, you give yourself every advantage you can get. So now imagine if you could get a Riven mod with max perfect stats for every single mod, every single part of your Warframe and your weapons. Imagine if you could Riven mod every single mod slot on your frame and weapons. God roll the entire thing. Imagine if you could do that, and there was that kind of prize on the line on who has the best fleet to fight it out. You know people will go to absolute bat to get hold of those Ultra Riven mods. And even outside of Alliance tournaments, people with really expensive ships or just plenty of money to spend, they will pay for those extra odds. They will pay for the rare, super powerful stuff. Modules that make their ship faster than their opponents. Modules that make them have the better capacitance than their opponents. Things that allow them to just have the edge in fights, in whatever way they can get hold of. Or people that just want a really shiny mission running ship, until someone else comes along and kills it. That's what we're talking. What? Motherfucker. When is the last time that has happened? It took me a moment to realise what I was looking at. I just had a nullifier bubble on me. But anyway, yeah. So PvE drops used to get a PvP advantage to win a massive PvP advantage. Yeah. So we got there. We got lucky on the drops, for starters, because Gara has like 10 different drops, and there's no guarantee to get even one Gara module. Because these are Gara-specific ones. Only Gara drops the Gara mods. We got 2 Gara mods, and both of them are good ones. The Micro Warp Drive might possibly be the best she drops. I will have to look into it, but it might actually be the number one. There isn't a single NPC we could possibly find in our entire region worth more than that. Not one. That was God tier. We could go hunting for players for as long as we like, and we would likely never find one with as valuable a loot drop as that. I am going to have to be so damn careful on getting that to market, because that thing is beyond expensive, that if anyone sees me carrying it, I am in serious trouble. I will be using an otherwise undisclosed alternate account, unconnected to my entire group, to move that thing.
Well done. Now get
Because it is so valuable that people will just commit an act of suicide bombing in the middle of the shopping mall equivalent to get it off me. And I don't want to be suicide bombed in a video game. So yeah. That is how cool that was. That is why I giggled like a schoolgirl. Yes, I'm playing Dan. I cannot, in fact, use Void Sling to go up there. But I can use Transcendence.
mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Ogun was there and he hasn't noticed as far as I know. Aww. Sucks to be Ogun. I mean, that's actually, it's for the best. Let's be real, Mantis. If Ogun warped in, Ogun would have been obliterated and gone, well, you're lucky, Gara. That was my last ship. It would seem like an absolute... Yeah. And again, for those who don't know, there are nice locals and there are not nice locals. Unfortunately, Ogun has decided... Ogun is someone literally called Ogun, of all names, who has decided to side with basically a Nazi edgelord. So we don't care for him. And I know some people's reaction might be, oh, Ken, you can't just call people Nazi edgelords just because you disagree with them. No. You can have it from the shared authority of multiple other people who have seen the interactions. Our main target is absolutely not an okay person. Anyway, how's the grind coming along? Yeah, we're getting some bits and pieces. I feel like Dan has been eclipsed by just how lucrative a moment we just had breaking away from Warframe for goddamn EVE Online. I did not think I'd be doing that, but it was the right call. Dear God, that was the right call. Did I start a new account? So Dan is a new account, part of the Zero to Hero series. You can catch the previous escapades of this character over on my YouTube channel.
Watch out.
Exclamation mark Dan for the link
Do you have a matching relic?
to the playlist. The last video has him up to the second dream. This is farming since then, in advance of going on to the next missions. Or next quest, I should say.
They're dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic.
That's why I've got
Don't forget the reactant.
Zoris. It's why I've got a charging up Transcendence meter rather than Transference.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
That's the exact spot we're at the moment.
The relic has
Gotta head off for night. Take care, all. Enjoy the Chinese Eve squad. We're gonna enjoy. Oh my, are we gonna enjoy? I am gonna have to put in so much effort to make sure I get a good buyer for that. But it is gonna be worth it. Worth it. Oh, I'm gonna need to find my absolute best faller. I already have a fitting plan for that, but my god, do I need to do it perfectly. I will not recover if I screw that up. So, just to be clear for anyone who is not familiar with how cutthroat EVE Online is, because I know some of you will be unaware, in EVE, if your ship blows up, you don't get anything back from it. There is a paltry insurance for the mineral cost of the hull itself. But all the modules you fit to it, all the cargo, gone. Half of the modules and cargo, and it's not pure half, it's randomly rolled for each item 50-50, will drop for the person who killed you. They can go and take it. Or you could if you get back to your wreck in time with something else to pick it up with, but you probably won't. So, death in EVE is very big bad juju. Sorry, Stalker. You're gonna get nothing from me. Not even a footnote compared to what's been happening. I got the mod I need for Glaiver? Oh, yes! Ah, today is great. Today is absolutely great. Oh, I am so glad I streamed, even though I'm feeling like, ugh. I need a Zero to Hero Eve run. Funny you should mention that, Bite. So, a little bit of truth about the Zero to Hero Dan run is that it is directly inspired by a recently completed Zero to Hero-esque run on EVE Online. One that took far more than mine's gonna take. Quick thinking as well. Yes! And what's the other one? Energy channel. Okay. So I'm directly inspired by that, and that was the Corvette to Cinnable challenge. Is there a link to Discord? Yeah, exclamation mark Discord. Yeah. It was a Corvette to Cinnable challenge. Corvette is the rookie ship. I wouldn't say it's the equivalent of a starter frame, but that's not fair to starter frames. It is the equivalent of an unmodded zero energy starter frame with the ability to punch. That's it. We're going for traces and ducats. No specific parts. I'm probably not going to build anything prime on this count. Mark 1 weapon, Mark 1 punch. Yeah, Mark 1 frame, Mark 1 punch, no modding. Or almost no modding. That's how bad a Corvette is. Cinnable is a pirate faction cruiser and a very damn good one. So, the person who did the Corvette to Cinnable challenge, they did a really long series, I think it's like 80 or so episodes long, covering all of the different steps, all the highs and lows and difficulties of getting to that point themselves in EVE Online, because they, like me, were doing nothing with other players, or at least not playing with them all the way through. They were soloing it entirely, but you can't be on your own server in EVE. EVE is an always online thing. So they were playing solo with all the disadvantages that incurs, but they could still be attacked by other players. And part of the rules for their run is that if they killed someone in genuine PvP, they could loot them. So this is the equivalent of me, say I can sell things for platinum to players, but I can't buy off them. In their case, it wasn't they could sell to players, it's they can kill the players. And if it's a genuine kill, then they get the loot. Do I know any good playthroughs to watch for EVE? It's what I'm talking about right now. They don't have the same pacing that I do to my videos. Take that as you will. That's just my commentary on it. But let me get you the link, because they deserve the credit for inspiring my Zero to Hero. So it is Corvette to Cinnable. There it is. Looks like 79 videos are in the playlist. Don't play, don't play. I just want the link. There we are. That's a link to the full playlist. They do very long episodes, and I say the pacing is not rapid fire. And it really does bring you through all the highs, all the lows, no holds barred on how it looks. Including, similar to how Warframe is being updated and things have changed for Dan, there's now been 1999 since I started. For the Corvette to Cinnable EVE challenge, that person, it went out knowing what materials he needed to farm to eventually get to building the Cinnable, and then the materials changed partway through. So yeah. And it comes from, that's not a new player, that's someone very experienced, so they know what they're doing most of the time, and as a result, you're getting a good experience overview of what EVE Online has to offer, at least from a solo perspective, whilst also calling out where there are certain limits. And where, if you're with allies, things would be a lot better very quickly. Let's put this onto here. Oh, that is a beautiful pickup. I can't fully upgrade it. Let's fix that. Because we got this. Yes. 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 Let's visit Maru. Mantis, look at it this way. You didn't merely lose your first Kikimora. Your Kikimora sacrificed itself on the altar of greatness. And what a way for that Kiki to go. What a way. If there was anything to lose the Kiki to, I think that was the way. You lost your ship to a goddamn Warframe in Eve. Like, that's worth it. That's about as high as the bar goes for NPC interaction, at least.
Wait, man. It's just better if I don't know. See you around, tin suit.
See ya, Maru. Sacrifice Prophet sounds a lot like Corpus. Hey, look. The morality in Eve and the morality in Warframe is surprisingly on the level. Yeah. I can't really put one over the other because Warframe has Ballas, but Eve has... I mean, it has the Blood Raiders and the Sanction Nation, and it has whatever the hell's going on with the Drifters, / Jovians, and don't even get me started on the Deathless. And I suppose you can consider the Triglavs, and then you get onto the players and the lore behind them in both games, and just... oh boy. Yeah. Oh boy. You think it's kind of weird that auto-socketing iron sculptures a lot behind MR10? Yeah, I find it a bit weird too. I do find that a bit weird. But yeah. Is EVE Online free to play? Technically. So, EVE Online is indefinite free trial, is the way to look at it. What I mean by that is you can access a large amount of the game, but in order to access various types of content, so like Tech 2 ships, advanced mining ships, to be able to do large-scale industry projects, certain things where either it's meant to be really advanced, or it's meant to be, or it scales really well with having multiple accounts, that's a thing you're allowed to do, those things are locked behind a paid subscription. So you can free-to-play, and you can earn enough in-game to upgrade to the subscription with in-game money. I don't recommend it, but you can. It's about 3 billion-isk a month, which, by the way, we kind of just nicked 12 billion from Gara. Really rare drop, but that shows you just how much we got there. With zero discount whatsoever, that's still easily enough to pay for 4 months of subscription, just like that. Easily. And if we use discounted rates, we could probably stretch that to like 6, 7. Kind of wild. If I get a good selling price, might even get it all the way up to a year's worth. Not lying. That was a omega drop. But yeah. EVE Online is indefinite free trial. Keep it as long as you want. But the amount that you can do with that is constrained in various noticeable ways. It does mean that in PvP, for example, you can absolutely engage in PvP, but you can be at a disadvantage in a solo 1v1 fight, which, as a new player, you expect anyway. So yeah. And as Byte's pointing out, you can go from paid to free. Yeah, I wouldn't say without losing anything. If you go from paid to free again, if you end your subscription, you keep your account, you keep all your items, but anything which is effectively members tier, you lose the ability to use. You can still have it and put it somewhere else, but you can't use it until you have that subscription again. Similar to how RuneScape does things. If that drop was so great, wouldn't it be better to use instead of selling it? So that requires understanding, again, if you die in Eve, you lose what you had. Would you take a 4,000 platinum river mod into a PvP mission, knowing that there was a good chance of losing that 4,000 platinum river mod, or would you sell it and then get yourself 140 Platinum Ribbon mods. Where those 40 Platinum Ribbon mods would be worth, would still be 90% as effective. And now you got 100 of them. But you can only use one at a time. That's the trade-off. I would rather have a 40 Platinum Ribbon mod that I could lose because of screwing up in PvP rather than a 4,000 one. That's kind of the thing we're looking at there. But people will pay that 4,000 for that extra 10%, and they'll stack it with another 4,000 plat one for another 10%, and another one over here for another 10%. Next thing you know, they're running something that's 20,000 platinums equivalent, but they're also like 70% stronger than you. And in a 1v1, that's game over. They know exactly what they're doing. But if you manage to catch them in an unfair fight, the payday you can get. So those people are very, very careful to not let that happen. Very careful. One of them lives just a few jumps away from me. I know them, I know their associates, and I avoid them like the plague, because if I can ever fire the slightest shot in their direction, I know that I am screwed. If I am ever in the position that I can shoot them, it's because they are ready to kill me. Do we have a release time on Lavos Prime? We do not, no. Technically, we don't even know that it's Lavos Prime that's next. Technically. As it's technically not been announced. Technically. Oh, I am so giddy today. Oh, I didn't spend the endo. Oh, my mind is not running fast enough to keep up with what's happened. I can't. This is too much. I can't. I love it. Not transmute. Jesus. No. When is dev stream? Yeah, this week? Yeah. I think. Yeah. A little hints could be sea snakes and therefore you're already prime. Oh, gods. Oh, not this week, next week. Yeah, so not this Friday, next Friday. Got it. Yeah. Will I do a new video if it's Lavos Prime? If there's something significant, yes. If not, we'll see how it comes together, to be honest. If it's just a cosmetic overhaul, most of it will come down to, hey, look, the guides are still there, just watch those, please. Kind of that, really. But who knows? D might go, oh yeah, by the way, we're actually dropping this one with augment changes. You never know. I doubt it, but you never know. Ugh. Oh, this is beautiful. I got so much capacity to work with. What do I do? Apparently do that to myself. Ugh. Okay, what can I put onto here? So I've already got the basic crit mods. I've got basic damage, heavy attack. I've got status chance, electric, and attack speed. I've got the basics here. Oh yes, power throw. I picked that up. Of course. I specifically went to the circuit to get this. I don't think I want to spend all that endo. Let's go to that. Yeah, that's sensible. Sensible is good. Missing Volatile Quick Return from Deimos? I can get to that. I can get to that. In fact, I don't even need Volatile Quick Return. Volatile Quick Return, the biggest value is it increases your range, but that's not that necessary. It's not hugely necessary, because it's already a 9-meter range. How does Power Throw work with heavy attacks? So what you get from it is that you throw, explode, and then throw again before it returns, and you get those kind of chained attacks. Can I use a simulacrum yet? I can't remember if I can use a simulacrum yet. I think I need a key. Yeah, let me just load into a normal mission, I'll show you. It'll pop up on the UI. Let's load into Baal. Thought on Wisp's Augments? I've not paid a lot of attention to them.
Watch out.
There's a utility one for reservoirs, cool, okay. She's got some crit one on the teleport. I don't focus on it too much. Is it still crit? I can't remember they changed that. Anyway, let's test this. There. What the? Okay. Well, it happens too quick for me to catch the number, but increased throw damage after consecutive glaive throws. So yeah, it does still work. I don't recall if it increases the heavy attack damage. I think it does. But now I'm not certain.
You found a fissure. Look out for reactants. Defeat the corrupted and use the reactant to open a relic.
Nope.
The reactant
I didn't activate Iron Skin.
find more. Stay focused.
I mean, you can clearly see that I don't need a range increase. Can I help you with a heavy attack? Do you have to have your melee weapon out, or can you heavy slam out of aim glide? You can heavy slam out of... can you heavy slam? Yeah, you can heavy slam out of aim glide, but not like this. You need to hard swap to melee by holding F, because then you can aim glide with it and slam down like that. So in order to come out of aim glide into a heavy slam, you need to hard swap to the melee. Hold your swap button. And then just tap swap to get back to guns.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
You're welcome. Engineer solving problems. Yeah, this glaive could have a bit greater radius, sure. But then think of just the sheer extension that we would get from melee influence, and it makes this seem already where we need it to be for this, to be honest. Moon asking, even with your secondary out. Good question. If I'm here... Yep. So if I try to middle mouse here, it's trying to interact with the lack of secondary fire on the gun, and so nothing happens. In order for heavy attack to trigger with a glaive, it needs to be in the air, or you're slamming with it. And actually, having the secondary out is stopping me just normal slamming, not even aim glide. Whereas if I switch to this... Yeah, I need to switch to melee proper to get the heavy. Yeah. So yeah, any amount of gun out, no heavy. You need to be melee to heavy attack. I'm glad you appreciate my explanations,
Stay
Joe.
focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh yeah, Zora's quest item is such an incredible reward. When you consider some older rewards like Broken War, Broken Scepter, Zora's is insane. Also, so is Nataruk. Those are going to be crucial to making this Dan run work, because they're guaranteed access weapons. Obscenely powerful ones. You sold off your Zoris? Ooh, you've got a bit of work to do to get that back then. Samaras is going to love you. In so much as Samaras can love anything other than himself.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
You'll get there. It's not that terrible, really. It's going to take a bit of work, but you'll get there. Nearly went to do the operator maneuver again, but again, still can't do that. I've reached that point. I've reached the point where I can do this. Where's... I was promised more enemies. Come here. You. Perish. Imagine if this had the damage scaling of the Jade Beam. Where it just kept going up and up and up. There we are. That's the parkour that we needed. Broken One was good. How old is this tile set? Older than my account. And I don't just mean Dan. Did I really just fall through? Rack 'em, frack 'em. Yeah, this is an old tile set. Yeah, Broken War was acceptable. Broken Scepter was cute. And then you have Zoros. Blapper 9000. They call it a melee. A melee! No. There we are.
Another job well executed.
Alright, Prime. God, this is where my head is just not connected today. I was thinking for a moment, Exceltra Blueprint? That drops from Disruption. Uranus, how do I get... It's the bloody Prime, you muppet. I knew that. I knew that. Racing, fun fact, Transcendence Beam deals 100% heat damage, but it has the unique property to strip sentient adaptation. Oh, fair enough then. Fairly. Your slight issue with Zoros, you have a flight speed. Well, I don't think Dan can help you out on that. No, but maybe Dan's Codex can. We go. Here, there has been an update to allow us to just look up things we don't have yet. And here, thrown melee, increase projectile speed. It's 30% at base rank, fully ranked, I think that is 180%. And that is an Exilus mod. So you can nearly triple its thrown speed with an Exilus mod. Would that help you out? I think that would help you out. Is this a new playthrough for fun or something? It's part of the Zero to Hero challenge. So Dan awoke with a vision of him in the future defeating the Murmur. But he has a long way to get there. So he's got to get to Steel Path, defeat the Murmur boss there as Dante. Hence his name. Dante for the win. That cheeky name also inspired by the EVE Online playthrough that I linked earlier. Someone else did. Is it like Brozyme's free to playthroughs? I have no idea because I've not watched those. 60 Eyes boss? No, I'm not that daft. I am not going to run through that. Thank you. Doing that on a Zero to Hero account is just pure masochism. It's bad enough that I'm going for the Steel Path Murmur boss, and specifically choosing Dante, who is farmed from Disruption. Not exactly making it simple, am I? Oh, sorry, not to oversimplify. Farmed from Disruption in the labs, meaning it's Necromex. Yeah. I mean, I can do it. Look, Ray, just because I managed to take on the Apex tank with Lavos on a shield gate build, yes, that's real, doesn't mean I can take on the 60 Eyes boss with Dan. Dan doesn't have access to everything my main has. And never will. Some things are just beyond me. Any tips if you decide to go full Masochist and try to get a Hex Glyph from a Hex Super Tank? I did a stream of the Apex stuff, so check out that stream. Because that walked through the process as to how I figured out the various mechanics, what to watch out for, how to build for it. So genuinely, that stream is the exploration of it. It doesn't give you all of the ways to do it, but it gave me a very reliable way that worked on both Lavos and Excalibur equally. Fucked shield? Not fucked on a shield, no. Not fucked on a shield. See, that's shortening it, and that's going to get someone killed by it. That's going to get someone killed, and they'll be like, oh, why did Byte say fucked on a shield? Clearly doesn't know anything. You gotta be very careful on communicating help like that. Certainly in a game where the game does not communicate. The crux of my shield tank was shield recharge delay reduction. getting that as low as possible so my shields were regenerating as soon as possible. So I was getting as many shield gates as I could, on top of also using Arcane Aegis, on top of playing like the floor was lava, on top of having a heat corrosive viral companion, I think it was. Or maybe, no, just heat viral companion for priming the boss in the first stage. On top of just knowing how to paint the ever-loving hell out of it using the Bursting Cannon. There was a lot of bits that came together there. Catalyzing shields, yep. That for the extended shield gate as well. And even then, that doesn't make you immortal, so you still have to work at it. Ah, thank you, Ray. Yeah, so if you want to see the stream replay as to when I did the whole Apex stuff, Ray's just linked to the stream. You might need to change the timestamp to where you want to be in that stream. But yeah, obviously you don't want to go to that right now, so open in a new tab to watch when I'm done streaming. Yeah, Zora's base throw speed is definitely slow. Which reminds you it's a melee weapon. And then you get Whirlwind, and it's very definitely not a melee then. You're very welcome, Moon. I'm glad you enjoy the drops. Alright, upside down. Catch you another one. Hopefully. Don't want to be too presumptuous, but you know, you did say you enjoyed it. Whee! Keep being here to watch the adorable yet sick face of a very tired Ken. I'm not very tired. It's just... it costs a lot more energy to cast any abilities right now. I am running a very low efficiency setup, so I need to keep on topping up. Ah. Alright. Looking at the time, we are nearly at the point of doing a Platinum giveaway. Now, today is a special one. I've not announced this all the way throughout, but those of you regulars would know this is how it works. I didn't stream on Wednesday, and Wednesday was supposed to be a Platinum raffle as well. So today, there's a nice little special treat. We're doing two at once, to make up for the one we missed. So, everyone still gets one ticket. If you grab a ticket with !ticket, everyone has the same chance to win. It doesn't matter if you're on PC, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile. But today, 2 people will be the winners of the 75 Platinum prize, each of you getting 75 Platinum. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, doesn't matter if you're a subscriber, follower, if you literally just arrived, as Jelmus just has. Welcome on in, Jelmus. Or actually, first message, you may not have just arrived. Could have been here for the last 2 years and never said anything before, it's very possible. But welcome on in. It really can be any one or any 2 who win, so long as you have yourself a ticket. Naturally, 1 ticket per person. If you try to claim more, the bot will tell you too many tickets. The bot is smarter than that. 1 in 150 chance? That's assuming everyone who's here grabs a ticket. I can tell you that's not how it works. That is not how it works. If I go into the giveaway... Where the heck did I leave that button now? There it is. We are currently at 64 tickets. 65 tickets. So, your chances are much, much, much higher. Oh yes, indeed. Right now, there is a 1 in 33 chance of you winning 75 Platinum. Okay, now it's 1 in 33.5. Now it's 1 in 34. You get the point. You get the point. I'll give you all a moment to grab those tickets there, because I know there's going to be plenty of you who do actually want those tickets. Absolutely. Doing math in real time on here? Come on. I'm me. Need I say more? After 5 years of videos, need I say more? Oh, the notifications keep rolling in on Switch. Blah. Oh, just checking from Mantis. Yes. Yes, Mantis, you legend. I think. Entropic would. I'm gonna have to check with Mantis what happened. Yeah. I'll get back to him on that one. That's relevant. Sorry about that, chap. Sorry. But totally doesn't do the math for you. Look, I could divide a number by 2. Good lord. If there is anyone here who struggles with dividing 79 by 2, how do you get a ticket? Look, a part of me wants to be a little bit snide about this, but I'm genuinely too exhausted to do that today, so it's exclamation mark ticket in the chat. Like all the people who are sending a message, and then the bot responds. Just exclamation mark ticket. You got it. Yeah, you're good. You're good, you're good, you're good. Alright. It's time. Let's close up the entries. Let's close them up. If you haven't grown one by now, then tough. Quite frankly, it's been live for the last 3 hours. Umbrella barely sneaking in at the last second there. Good lord. And before we do the draw on that, Didas Styles. Is that Didas Styles? Is that how I'm supposed to pronounce that? I'm not entirely sure, but Didas Styles, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper here. Enjoy your lovely blue sub badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing, all the other bits and pieces that come along with that, even be able to join up to the Supporter Tea Lounge on Discord. Thank you very much. Just Styles? Let's go with Styles then, yeah. So if it's just Styles, then it's DDA Styles? DDA? Don't know why DDA stands out in my head. Yeah, you're fine, Agrajag, you're fine. Jelmus, thank you as well for subscribing with your Prime. I am going to need to cut this stream towards its sensible end quickly because I've just run out of water, and that's going to get me quick. So, thank you both of you for dropping your Prime over here with the lovely blue sub badge and all the other bits and pieces to go with it. Absolutely. Thank you very much on that. Right, we've got our entries. 82 tickets in total. 82 of you. So, 1 in 41 chance each. Those are good odds. Those are good odds. Let's see. Who are the winners? The first of the 2 winners today for 75 Platinum is Blumby7343. Blumby7343, congratulations. You just earned yourself, or won yourself, 75 Platinum right there. I'll be contacting you shortly after the stream to get your details to sort that out. And that means for our second winner, we also have Joe. Joe JRRA. Joe, congratulations. You are also a winner today. Absolutely. Would you look at that? I did say, doesn't matter how long you've been here. Doesn't matter who you are. It is completely fair all around the board. And Mantis, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to Blumby. Blumby's a double winner, apparently. Look at that. Mantis, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Alright then, so the 2 of you who are here, yeah, because I've seen both of you mentioned right now. Excellent. Let me just... the heck was that popped up? Right, Blumby, I'm going to send you a quick whisper. Here is a smile. And I'm going to do the same with Joe. Let's do a quick... I hate that the whisper button is right next to the ban button, but there we go. Alright, you 2 right there, please respond to that happy little smiley face with your Warframe username, your Warframe platform, and if you have cross-save turned on or not. As long as you send me those 3 details, I'll send you the full information after the stream. We'll get that 75 plats sent on over to you when the next batch goes out from DE. You can absolutely look forward to that. If I say watch next time I win or get banned by accident, look, it's only happened once, and I don't think it happened to you, so, don't be mean. I do my best, and I'm ill. You're having a go at an ill person bite. Do you feel good about yourself? Yeah, I know that wasn't going to work with anyone. Anyway, I think that is about time where we wrap it up today. I definitely have some admin to do with the Eve crew. Good lord. Definitely have some admin to do there. So, for now, everyone, thank you very much for joining in. I hope you've had a whale of a time seeing all the escapades Dan gets up to, and just the random jump over to EVE Online, because, yep, that had to happen. Crikey, oh crikey, that was unexpected today. But hey, you know, that's live streams. Live streams and self-employment. I get to do what I get to do. Yay! I'll catch you on the next one. We're not going to raid out because I've not fully stabilized my internet, and quite frankly, I'm about to collapse anyway. So I'll catch you around. Bye-bye.